Douluo, I am the ice archer, my ice power is invincible. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author, we do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 51, Xiao Han's debut, Xianshu's turnaround. Seeing that Tang-san was about to use the clear sky hammer, Yu Xiaogang shouted out loudly. Hearing Yu Xiaogang's voice, Xiao Wu immediately stopped her movements, quickly retreated to Tang-san's side, and blocked his left hand with her body. Brother, what are you doing? This is too dangerous. Tang-san regained his sanity and retracted the fierce light in his eyes. We lost? Well, the master gave up this game. Brother, there are so many people watching here, don't do anything stupid. Well, I was too impulsive, but fortunately the teacher stopped me in time. How are you? Are you not injured? Don't worry, I'm fine. Daimyo Bei and the others also gathered around. Except for Ma Hongjin, they all smelled like being burned by fire. The referee immediately announced that Blazing Academy won. There was a warm applause from the audience, cheering for the Blazing Academy team. Ho Wuxiang led the team towards Tang-san and the others. I've said it before, you will be restrained by our flames. You can save some pain if you admit defeat. You asked for it, don't be so proud. Even if we lose this game, so what? There are still promotion games to come. You wait. Daimyo Bei was very unconvinced. He could lose the game, but he couldn't lose his momentum. You are still stubborn. Okay, we'll wait. After Ho Wuxiang finished speaking, he led the team off the stage. Tang-san and his group also walked off the stage, and then helped Jingling out of the venue. Oscar, Ningrongrong and others hurried over. I'll treat you. Jingling was the most seriously injured, with his skin and flesh torn apart by the burns. The team's healer Jiangzhu quickly released his martial spirit to treat him. Oscar gave Tang-san and his group several recovery sausages that he had prepared in advance to help them recover their strength. Seeing Yu Xiaogang also coming over, Tang-san said with a frustrated face, Teacher, I'm sorry, I should have listened to you. Yu Xiaogang patted Tang-san's shoulder and comforted him, Xiao-san, a defeat is nothing. The opponent you met happened to be the one who restrained your martial spirit the most. We must learn lessons from failure and sum up experience. The most important thing is to always stay rational when facing difficulties. Well, I was too impulsive just now. I almost released it. Tang-san was interrupted by Yu Xiaogang before he finished speaking. Xiao-san, there are too many people here, let's not talk about it for now. We will talk about it after we go back. Well, the Shrek team prepared to leave. Tang-san looked back at Ho Wuxiang and Ho Wu, who were talking and laughing with Xiao Han, Shui Binger, Feng Xiaoshan and others, and his eyes were full of unwillingness. Damn it. If I had met Douluo earlier, I could have used the 8 aniseed mysterious ice grass and fiery apricot in the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, and I could have trained my golden body, and the blue silver grass could have achieved both ice and fire immunity. Unfortunately, it was taken away by the flower thief. After seeing the spirit rings and strength of Shui Binger and the other girls, Tang-san suspected that they had taken the immortal grass. However, he had no solid evidence. Although Douluo had secretly investigated Lin Zhiruo before and ruled out the possibility that she was a flower thief. However, Tang-san always felt that this matter was related to Xiao Han. If Xiao Han encountered a fire attribute spirit master in the competition and was immune to the fiery fire, it would basically be a hammer. However, the 3 elemental academies of Xianshu, Shenfeng, and Xihuo are of the same blood. The Xihuo team might voluntarily admit defeat when they met the Xianshu team. Then he would not be able to see Xiao Han's ability to be immune to the fiery fire. Only when they fought against them, Ma Hongjin took action to test Xiao Han. After today, Xianshu, Shenfeng and Xihuo still maintained an undefeated record and ranked in the top 3. Thunder and Shrek teams lost 1 game each, and temporarily ranked 4th and 5th. So far, Shui Binger, who has a 10,000-year spirit ring and combines beauty and strength, has become the most popular spirit master in this qualifying round. In the next 12th round of the game, under the leadership of Tang-san, the Shrek team vented all the anger of yesterday's defeat on the Kanghu team, severely injuring the 7 players and directly beating them into idiots. In order to avoid investigation, they also pretended to be injured and gave up 2 games in succession. They were lucky, because the opponents in those two games happened to be the two strong teams Thunder and Shenfeng. The qualifying round continued. After the Shrek team, the two strong teams Shenfeng and Zhiruo also met the Xianshu team one after another, but they gave up directly. The Shenfeng team met Zhiruo again. Due to the relationship between Feng Xiaoshan and Hou, Shenfeng lost to Zhiruo. Later, Zhiruo lost to Thunder. So far, only the Xianshu Academy team has maintained a perfect record. Thunder lost only one game and ranked second. Shenfeng and Zhiruo both lost 2 games, and Shrek lost 3 games, but they are still in the top 5. The preliminaries are coming to an end. For the weak teams that have been eliminated, it is not important. However, for the strong teams ranked in the top few, every game is important, because it is related to their bye ranking in the finals. The higher the ranking of the team, the more advantages the bye has. The Xianshu team will get the first place without exception, and one of Shenfeng, Thunder and Zhiruo will definitely fall out of the top 3. The Shrek team lost 3 games and has lost the opportunity to compete for the top 3. On this day, the opponent drawn by Xianshu College was the Thunder College. This is a heavyweight game, which was arranged to be the last. The cold air released by the Xianshu team during the game will affect the performance of the players on the nearby ring. Therefore, only these 2 colleges were arranged in that round of competition. After the draw, Lin Zhiruo came to the team. Your opponent today is Thunder Academy, which is also the strongest opponent we have encountered since the preliminaries. Thunder Academy is competing with Shenfeng and Zhiruo Academy for the top 3 qualifications, and will definitely go all out. Isn't that great? I can finally play. Xiao Han was a little excited about his first preliminaries. Lin Zhiruo's eyes suddenly became sharp. In the first 3 Soul Master competitions, Thunder Academy relied on lightning attacks to restrain our water elements, causing us to suffer a lot. They are our biggest victims. This battle will be our turnaround battle, Shui Binger said with a firm look. President Lin, don't worry, we will definitely defeat Thunder Academy. Lin Zhiruo nodded. I believe in you. However, I want to remind you that in fact, only 4 of you can participate in the battle, Xiao Han, Binger, Zhu Wunyuir. Several people looked at each other, all a little confused. Lin Zhiruo explained, the restraint of lightning on our water attribute soul masters is just like the restraint of fire elements on plant attribute soul masters. Even if they are only at the soul venerable level, they can restrain soul masters like Hiro at the soul sect level. However, their restraint on ice attribute soul masters is not that strong. In the previous encounters, our Xianshu team also had ice attribute soul masters, but there have never been soul masters with such high talents as Xiao Han and Binger. When they go on the court later, Xiao Han, Binger, and Yuir will be the main attackers, and Zhu will assist. We will try to end the battle in the shortest time possible. With 4 against 7, this is also a great challenge for you. Xiao Han and Shui Binger smiled at each other. Mom, don't worry, we're fine. Lin Zhiruo smiled and nodded, then continued, Ruishu, you take a rest in this round. Harao, Kingbo, Li Wei, the 3 of you go on stage. Your main task is to protect Zhu and help your teammates when the opponent is about to collapse, and knock them out of the ring. Do you understand? Understood. Several people are full of confidence and are looking forward to the showdown with Thunder Academy. A little science for the kids. Ice is solid water, it cannot be ionized, and it is generally not conductive, but its conductivity does exist, depending on many factors. Chapter 52 Ningfengzi, just below. In the Xiandao Division qualifiers, the Xianshu College team temporarily ranked first with a perfect record. The Thunder College only lost to the Kamikaze College and temporarily ranked second. If the Thunder team can win today's game, it will have the same record as the Xianshu team and lock in the top 2 in the qualifiers. If they lose the game, their record will be the same as Kamikaze and Zhiruo, and they may fall out of the top 3. Therefore, for them, this is a game that they must go all out. The match between the Xianshu team and the Thunder team was arranged separately for a round, which was the last game of the day. Soon, the first 3 rounds of the game were over, and it was soon the turn of this group of highly anticipated duels. The audience seats were already full of people, whether they were fans supporting Xianshu College or audiences who were curious about the result of this elemental duel. They all held their breath and looked forward to the outbreak of this peak battle. The other 26 teams in the qualifiers did not leave after the game. They also looked forward to the match between the Xianshu team and the Thunder team. Look, The Thunder Academy team is here," an audience member pointed at the entrance and shouted excitedly. The Thunder Academy players were wearing blue uniforms, with lightning patterns on their chests flashing brightly. They walked into the venue in a neat and aggressive manner. The captain Yu Xiangxin was even more heroic, with a look of determination to win. On the other side, the Xianshu Academy players walked into the competition venue in a more calm manner. Xiao Han and Shui Binger walked side by side at the front of the team. As soon as they appeared, they immediately caused a huge sensation. "Look, the male player of the Xianshu Academy team has finally appeared. Look at his calm appearance. He should be very strong." Yes. To deal with a strong team like Thunder Academy with explosive attack power, the strength of those who can be sent out should be good. I'm really looking forward to it. This will be a wonderful performance. The cheers in the audience became louder. In the VIP seats, Jin Ringsu looked at Xiao Han and was also looking forward to his performance. Jin Ringsu had known Xiao Han for several years, but she only knew that his second soul ring had reached the 1,000-year level and his current soul power was level 55. She didn't know much about his soul skills and combat power. The first row of the VIP seats. Emperor Ziyi looked at Ning Fengzi and asked, "Master Ning, the first and second place in the Xiandao division qualifiers are in a duel. Each has its own advantages. I wonder which team you are more optimistic about." Ning Fengzi smiled slightly. "Your Majesty, all the Soul Masters in Xianshu Academy are above the Soul Sect level. They have advantages in soul rings and soul power, but the lightning attacks of Thunder Academy have a natural restraint on their water element. I can't say who will win. However, I have a hunch that the male player of the Xianshu team who makes his debut on the stage may be the key to the outcome of this game." "Oh? That male player is making his debut on the stage for the first time? I don't know what kind of strength he has. I heard that he was born with full soul power and his martial soul is somewhat peculiar, so he was admitted to Xianshu Academy as an exception." Hearing this, Emperor Zuyi's eyes lit up. "He actually has innate full soul power." "Yes, Your Majesty. I forgot to tell you that Tang San in the Shrek team and the food type assistant Oscar both have innate full soul power." "Really? No wonder Tang San reached the Soul Master level at such a young age. It is also rare for a food type Soul Master to reach innate full soul power." "That's right, Your Majesty. The Shrek team has the youngest average age among the participating teams this time. If they are given another 2 years, I believe they can achieve even more incredible achievements." Emperor Zuyi nodded slightly. "It is truly amazing that Shrek Academy has made it to the top 5 with such a young lineup. No wonder Sect Master Ning is so optimistic about their future." Ning Fengzi suddenly leaned close to Emperor Zuyi's ear and whispered, "Your Majesty, to be honest, the Shrek team has not yet exerted its full strength. My daughter Ning Rongrong is in their team. Moreover, their team leader is the theoretical master Yu Ziagang." "I see. I didn't expect that Sect Master Ning's daughter would also come to participate. Who is that master? As the saying goes, he who gets the master gets the world. The master is..." Ning Fengzi leaned closer, as if afraid that others would hear him. After hearing Ning Fengzi's explanation, Emperor Ziyu was surprised and delighted. It turned out to be him. "Sect Master Ning, why didn't you say so earlier? I must meet him when I have the chance." "Your Majesty, this is a small matter. I will arrange it later. Let's watch the game first, okay?" Before, Emperor Zuyu had focused all his attention on the Xianshu team, which had 2 battle soul kings. The Shrek team lost to the Blazing Fire team, and did not face off against the 3 strong teams of Xianshu, Shenfeng, and Leiting, so it did not attract too much attention from Emperor Zuyi. Ning Fengzi was embarrassed to brag about the Shrek 7 devils in his ear. Only by mentioning the innate full soul power, he had the opportunity to let Emperor Zuyi know more about the Shrek 7 devils. In this way, Emperor Zuyi will definitely pay more attention to the Shrek Academy team. On the other side, Tang San and his friends were standing on the viewing platform, waiting for this duel. The Shrek team won another game today, but it had no effect on their ranking. No matter who wins or loses in the duel between Leiting and Xianshu today, it will not change Shrek's ranking. Shrek has lost 3 games. This is the last strong dialogue among the top 4. They can't lose more than Shrek, so Shrek has locked the 5th place in advance. Under the gaze of everyone, the 14 people from the 2 teams slowly walked onto the stage. The Thunderbolt team formed a triangle formation, with the captain Yu Xiangxin standing at the front of the team. The Xianshu team formed a 3-1-3 formation, with Xiao Han, Shui Binger and Shui Yui are standing at the front of the team, Zhu Wu standing in the middle, and Yu Harao, Gu Qingbo and Shen Liuyu standing at the back. Today's last match will be between the Xianshu Academy team, which is currently ranked first and has maintained an undefeated record, and the Thunderbolt Academy team, which is currently ranked second and has only lost one game. This will be a peak showdown for the top spot. Will Xianshu Academy continue its winning streak, or will Thunderbolt Academy end Xianshu Academy's winning streak? Let's wait and see. Please release your martial spirits and spirit rings, and the game will officially begin in 2 minutes. With a host's announcement, the audience erupted in cheers like a tsunami. In order to feast the eyes of the audience, this is the first time since the Soul Master competition qualifiers that 2 minutes have been reserved for the opening of martial spirits. Brothers, open your martial spirits, Yu Xiangxin gave an order, and Thunderbolt Academy took the lead in opening their martial spirits. The 7 team members released their martial spirits at the same time, and the sky was suddenly covered with dark clouds and thunder roared. Chapter 53, The Bum, He is the Flower Thief. For a Soul Master with a Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex Spirit, starting from level 30, each time a Soul Ring is obtained, a part of the body will become similar to a dragon. Yu Xiangxin's soul power has reached level 43, and both arms have become dragon-like. His arms have become extremely strong, and his hands have become dragon claws, which are covered with blue-purple scales. The blue-purple lightning surrounding him continues to condense on his arms, and 4 soul rings, 2 yellow and 2 purple, hover over his mutated arms. As the captain of the Thunder team, Yu Xiangxin, who has the top East Spirit of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, has reached a peak of momentum at this moment. Lei Dong, another level 43 Soul Master in the team, also released his Thunder Spider Spirit. The 8 slender spider legs flashed with dazzling lightning, and the bulging abdomen seemed to accumulate powerful electrical energy. In the Thunder team, there is another existence that cannot be ignored, Lei Tian, whose martial soul is the Thunder Eagle, which not only has lightning attacks, but also has the ability to fly. Another Battle Soul Sect and 3 Battle Soul Lords all released the power of lightning. Blue lightnings shuttled across the ring like snakes, as if launching a silent provocation to the players of Xianshu College. However, Xiao Han and his companions did not panic. To everyone's surprise, they were not in a hurry to release their martial spirits. Zhu Wu, Yu Harao, Gu Qingbo and Shen Liuyu took a few steps back to give the 3 teammates in front a larger space to display their skills. Seeing this, the members of the Thunder team were confused. Yu Xiangxin knew that the 3 at the back were all pure water attribute spirit masters, so he said coldly, although you have won a wave of consecutive victories, you have not encountered us before. Our lightning has a perfect restraint on your water attribute. It seems that you are afraid. Xiao Han stood between Shui Binger and Shui Yui and grinned. To deal with your Thunder team, the 4 of us are enough. The conversation between the 2 was transmitted through the loudspeaker throughout the fighting spirit field, which immediately caused a sensation. What's going on? That kid is too arrogant, isn't he? The opponent is the top East Spirit, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, but then again, the attacks of water-attributed spirit masters of the same level are indeed like an egg hitting a stone in front of thunder and lightning. Facing the arrogant Xiao Han, the 7 members of the Thunder team were furious. But the next scene made them dumbfounded. Xiao Han, Shui Binger and Shui Yui released their own spirits at the same time. Xiao Han's body moved slightly, and circles of delicate ice crystal luster surrounded his body. A crystal-clear longbow emitting a biting cold air appeared in the palm of his left hand. Almost at the same time, a spear-like ice crystal arrow appeared in the palm of his right hand. The bow and arrow were as long as Xiao Han's height. The taut bowstring seemed to reveal a destructive tension, and the arrow seemed to release endless coldness. The biting cold suddenly filled the entire arena, as if even the air was frozen. How come this martial spirit is so strange? The ice bow and ice arrows actually appeared at the same time. The members of the Thunder team looked at each other, their eyes full of disbelief. Yu Xiangxin's face changed slightly. He could feel the threat contained in the bow and arrow, a kind of coldness that could penetrate the powerful shield and hit the soul directly. Just when everyone was still confused, an even more explosive scene appeared. 5 spirit rings of yellow, purple, black, and black suddenly lit up on Xiao Han's body. Seeing this, exclamations and discussions in the fighting spirit arena rose and fell, like a surging tide, instantly drowning out all the previous noise. How is this possible? Another 5-ring spirit king? He's so young? An elderly spirit master trembled in his voice, his eyes full of disbelief. Moreover, his second soul ring is 1,000 years old, and his fourth soul ring is 10,000 years old. This talent is simply a demon-level existence. Xianshu Academy actually hides such a terrifying genius? That boy is likely to cause a sensation in the entire Soul Master world. The participating students who were watching the game were all stunned. Even Dai Mubei and Tang San, who were always arrogant, were stunned at this time. Uzziah Gang's pupils suddenly contracted, and he muttered to himself in his heart, how is this possible? The second soul ring reached 1,000 years, which exceeds the maximum age of the body that can absorb soul rings. Soul masters with extremely outstanding talents may be able to do it. But the fourth soul ring reached 10,000 years, surpassing the theoretical 5,000 years. Both the body and the mental strength are not enough to support it, but how did he do it? Is my theory really wrong? Tang San's eyes stared straight at Xiao Han on the ring, and his heart was as painful as a knife. It's him. The flower thief in the eyes of Binghuo Liangain must be him. Taking the 8-angled black ice grass and the blazing apricot at the same time, refining the golden body, and then taking the fairy grass that can enhance the spiritual power, then he may be able to withstand the energy impact of the 10,000-year soul ring. Otherwise, how could he absorb the 10,000-year soul ring at a fourth ring? But why does he know so much about the fairy grass, and also know how to take the 2 extremely poisonous fairy grasses? Could it be that he is from another world like me? Tang San's mind was in a mess. He couldn't figure out how Xiao Han did it. In the VIP seat, Emperor Ziyi was also shocked. I originally thought that Shui Binger in the Xianshu Academy team was already very powerful, but I didn't expect that there is now a more powerful one. The young Soul Masters in this year's Empire Soul Master competition are really delightful. Ning Fengzi nodded and didn't say much. In front of Xiao Han, what is Tang San's talent? The Platinum Bishop Cirrus on the side stared like a lantern. If a genius like Xiao Han cannot be used by the Spirit Hall, then what awaits him is only ruthless annihilation. 2 minutes passed quickly, and the game was about to begin. The members of the Thunder team were all stunned. They had never seen such a young Soul King, and they had never expected that the opponent would have such a heaven-defying soul ring configuration. Yu Xiangxin's face became solemn. He knew that today's battle would be much more difficult than he imagined. The game officially begins. With a referee's announcement, the 14 people on the ring moved quickly. Quick battle and quick decision. Lei Tian, get up. Yu Xiangxin shouted, and the Thunder Eagle Soul Master jumped into the air with him. Lightning attacks are extremely violent, but they also consume a lot of energy from the Soul Master himself, so they have the same idea as the Xianshu team, and want to end this battle as soon as possible. They have seen the power of the Xianshu team before, and know that staying on the ring will be restricted by the freezing effect, so they choose to attack from the air. At the moment Yu Xiangxin moved, Xiao Han also moved. The pair of icy wings stretched out, and the moment it took off into the air, the 5th soul ring suddenly glowed. Chapter 54, Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex, nothing more than that. Yu Xiangxin's heart suddenly shuddered. He didn't expect Xiao Han to have the ability to fly, and he was ready to use his most powerful 5th soul skill right away. Obviously, Xiao Han also wanted to make a quick decision. Just as Yu Xiangxin was preparing to adjust his tactics to deal with this sudden threat, Xiao Han's actions were beyond everyone's expectations. He did not choose to directly confront Lei Tian and Yu Xiangxin, who were the most conspicuous in the air, but continued to climb higher in the sky with an almost provocative attitude. The audience held their breath and waited. No one knew what Xiao Han wanted to do, and what kind of power his 5th soul skill had. Xiao Han's figure quickly shrank in the eyes of everyone, but in the next second he swooped down with a more rapid posture, like a meteor that streaked across the sky. A cold force instantly gathered on the crystal-clear ice longbow. Xiao Han pulled the bowstring to its full length. An ice arrow condensed with the coldness of the ice streaked through the sky and headed straight for the ring with a piercing whistle. As the ice arrows were shot, the air above the entire ring began to fluctuate violently, as if an invisible force was stirring the wind and clouds. Then, a huge ice and snow vortex appeared out of thin air. It rotated and expanded, and the surrounding temperature dropped sharply to below freezing. The ice and snow vortex turned into a violent ice and snowstorm, and ruthlessly crushed towards the ring. This is Xiao Han's 5th soul skill, Blizzard Arrow. This 10,000-year soul skill can directly change the environment on the field. As long as the opponent is not of ice attribute, he will be suppressed by the cold air, affecting his strength. The 5 people on the ring are more than 10 levels behind Xiao Han in soul power, and they are suppressed more severely, and can only exert 50% of their strength. In this ice and snowstorm, the soul skills performed by Xiao Han's ice attribute teammates will have stronger power. The faces of the members of the Thunder team changed drastically. They felt an unprecedented sense of oppression, as if their thunder and lightning power were swallowed up by the ice and snowstorm at this moment. Lei Dong had already launched an attack, and the huge lightning spider web was covering Shuibinger and the others, but it was torn to pieces by the sudden ice storm. Shuibinger also launched a freezing skill at the same time, instantly freezing all 5 opponents on the ring. Shui Yuer launched an extreme cold tornado, integrating the icy cold wind into Xiao Han's ice storm, causing greater suppression on the opponent. Zhu Wu used her 5th soul skill, Ice Extreme Unparalleled, and with the attacks of her teammates, the ring suddenly turned into a frozen world. All this happened too quickly and too suddenly, and no one in the Thunder team expected it. Lei Dian swooped down, and the violent lightning from his wings hit the ice on the ring like a dragon, trying to help his teammates out of trouble. The moment the lightning hit the ice, there was a sound of explosion. Yuer, this is up to you. Shuibinger suddenly soared into the sky, and swung out long ice crystal spikes from her wings, shooting at the Thunder Eagle. After Xiao Han activated his 5th soul skill, he turned around and rushed directly towards Yu Xiangxin in the air. Seeing this, Yu Xiangxin felt something was wrong and used his 3rd soul skill. Thunder Fury, without reservation. This is Yu Xiangxin's amplification soul skill. When this soul skill is activated, his lightning ability instantly increases by 100%, and his soul power increases by 100%. The strength of the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex martial soul is undoubtedly demonstrated. The blue light completely turned into blue-purple, like a layer of armor made of lightning covering his body, and the pair of dragon claws also became significantly larger. Xiao Han has trained himself to be indestructible, and he is not afraid of the violent power of the blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex at all, and he directly faced it head-on. The 4th soul rings on the 2 people flashed at the same time. Xiao Han pulled the bowstring to its full length, and the ice explosion arrow he shot directly hit Yu Xiangxin's 4th soul skill, the blue lightning dragon speed. Boom! At the moment when the 2 forces collided, a deafening sound came from the air. The ice blue arrow exploded, and countless ice fragments flew everywhere, while the freezing effect on Yu Xiangxin had quietly formed. This was a 10,000-year soul skill, and even the violent blue lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex was powerless to stop it. Yu Xiangxin originally wanted to launch another counterattack, but suddenly felt that his body had lost its flexibility and his movements became stiff, obviously restricted by the power of ice. Xiao Han did not give him any chance to breathe, and shot another arrow with his bow. This was a 1,000-year soul skill, and thousands of arrows were fired at the same time. Countless ice blue arrows merged into one, forming a huge beam of light arrows, which hit Yu Xiangxin's body fiercely. The huge impact force pressed Yu Xiangxin to fly to the center of the venue until he hit the ground heavily, making a muffled sound. In another duel, Shuibinger used the 10,000-year soul skill Ice Crystal Sword, cut one of the wings of the Thunder Eagle, and then knocked him to the ground with a resistance aura. On the stage, while the opponent could not display all their strength, Shui Yuer and several other girls rushed forward and used their most powerful attack skills, and blasted all of them out in a few seconds. The duel, which was originally unpredictable, ended in less than 2 minutes under the fierce attack of the Xianshu team. Everyone present was shocked. No one expected that Xiao Han, who made his debut on the stage, would have such a strong attack power. His ice power restricted the opponent even more fiercely than Shuibinger's Ice Phoenix. Xiao Han landed on the stage and smiled at Shuibinger and the others. Xiao Han, we finally defeated Thunder Academy and avenged our seniors. Well, what Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex is nothing more than that. The referee immediately announced the result of the game. In this game, the Xianshu Academy team won and continued their winning streak. Let us congratulate Xianshu Academy. Although the game lasted less than 2 minutes, it was still very exciting. Warm cheers rang out again in the fighting arena. Jin Ringsu witnessed the whole process in the VIP seat, with a satisfied smile on her face. Today, he finally saw Xiao Han's strength. On the viewing platform, Liu Erlong frowned, feeling sorry for his nephew Yu Xiangxin's failure. Xiangxin, you have done very well. This is not your fault. If you want to blame someone, blame the opponent you met for being too abnormal. Yu Xiaogang was also very worried. Although he was expelled from the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family, he still cared about the family and hoped that the Thunder Academy led by his nephew Yu Xiangxin could go further. After seeing Xiao Han's strength, Yu Xiaogang couldn't help but worry about the Shrek 7 Devils. Xiao Han, who has the ability to fly and freeze, is undoubtedly the most invincible among the players in this qualifying round. Can Xiao San and the others overcome this mountain? Not far away, Douluo stood alone in an inconspicuous corner, staring straight at Xiao Han, who walked out of the competition venue with a cold murderous aura in his eyes. That kid is too weird. It's time to talk to the little monster. He should know something. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 55. I can tell at a glance that she is not human. After seeing Xiao Han's strength, Tang San and his party were silent on the way back to the academy. In the preliminaries, Ning Rongrong had never played, and Dai Mubei and Zhu Zhuking's martial soul fusion skills had never been used. Despite this, they still made it into the top 5, which gave them great confidence. The Xianshu Academy team, like the Wuhan Hall Academy team, has a luxurious lineup of 3 War Soul Kings and 4 War Soul Sects. Xiao Han alone has 2,000-year soul skills and 2 10,000-year soul skills. For Shrek Academy, there is another huge obstacle on the road to winning the championship. They have not yet played against Xianshu Academy. Even if they meet, the outcome of that game will not affect their ranking results. As soon as he returned to the academy, Tang San saw Douluo walking towards him. Little monster, you are back. Old monster, you are looking for me. Well, let's talk. The two came to an empty corner of the academy. Tang San asked, if I am not mistaken, you came to me because of Xiao Han. Douluo nodded, his face gloomy. I heard you say before that if a young spirit master takes the right immortal herbs, the speed of cultivation will be improved. When those girls from Xianshu College showed up, I was a little skeptical. Until today when I saw Xiao Han's spirit ring, I was even more skeptical. Do you think they might have taken immortal herbs? Tang San smiled sinisterly, and the opportunity to kill someone with a boro knife came. I was just about to tell you about this. Like you, I have my doubts about those girls. Xiao Han's performance today further confirmed my guess. His 4th spirit ring has reached the 10,000-year level, which is absolutely not something that an ordinary spirit master can do. If a young spirit master takes the 8-angled black ice grass and the blazing apricot, plus the herbs that help improve his mental power, his body will undergo great changes, and it is possible to do this. After listening to Tang San's explanation, Douluo was furious. Now it seems that the boy is the most suspicious. Douluo thought of something and suddenly frowned. However, before my immortal herbs were lost, that guy had already obtained the 2nd spirit ring, and it was a 1,000-year spirit ring that exceeded the limit of his body. How did he do it? Could it be that he had already taken drugs that could transform his body at that time? Tang San shook his head. This is also what I am confused about. That guy is indeed a bit strange and hard to figure out. We met the Xianshu Academy team. If he can be immune to the fat man's evil fire and my spider poison, it means that he has taken those 2 immortal herbs? Tang San knew that the 8 aniseed mysterious ice grass and the fiery apricot delicate shoe could help people achieve a body that is immune to both water and fire, and is invulnerable to all poisons. Douluo smiled. The preliminaries are almost over, and you will meet them soon. However, are you sure you want to fight them? You have already lost 3 games, and the victory or defeat of that game has no effect on your ranking. It is better to focus on the next promotion game. I know, little monster, I'm telling the truth. In my opinion, even if you have concealed your strength, you will not be their opponent, because they have not used their full strength. Tang San frowned. Of course, he knew this. Douluo continued, I've said it before. The champion of the Spirit Master competition is not something you can think of, let alone the luxurious lineup of the Spirit Hall Academy team. The mountain of Xianshu Academy is difficult for you to cross. There is only one possibility for you to win the championship, that is, the 2 teams meet in advance in the finals, and both lose, and you just sit back and reap the benefits. I'll spare that kid's life first, and see what the result will be when the two teams meet. So, what you mean is that even if you know that Xiao Han has taken your magic grass, you won't do anything to him? That's right. He has already exposed his strength. Even if I don't kill him, someone will get rid of him. Are you referring to the Spirit Hall? Douluo nodded. With Bibi Dong's methods, if he is unwilling to work for the Spirit Hall, he will only die. Tang San smiled. Faced with the dual threats of Douluo and the Spirit Hall, Xiao Han is afraid that he will not live long. Douluo was very smart, and seemed to have guessed Tang San's thoughts, and said coldly, "That kid took my herbs? It's almost certain. Maybe he is not the flower thief, but he is a beneficiary after all, and has some connection with the flower thief. I will not let him go easily. Let's keep his life to deal with the Spirit Hall Academy team first. It will also be good for you, old monster. You are still thoughtful. By the way, there is one more thing. I thought about it again and again, and I'll tell you." Tang San suddenly had a bad feeling. "What is it?" "Your sister Xiao Wu is not a human, but a 100,000-year-old soul beast that transformed into human." "What?" Hearing this news, Tang San was stunned as if he had suffered a bolt from the blue. "How is this possible?" Douluo shook his head and sighed. "I know you two have known each other for a long time and have deep feelings for each other. Although it is difficult for you to accept, this is the fact. Flanders and Master may not be able to sense the spirit beast aura on her body, but Sect Master Ning and Bone Douluo should know her true identity. You can also ask them for confirmation." Tang San was stunned. Thinking of the process of Xiao Wu obtaining the spirit ring before, it was indeed very suspicious. Maybe she was really not a human. "Little monster, I kindly remind you to prepare yourself in advance. I don't know why she took the risk to come to the human world. Maybe it was because of curiosity, but it would cost her her life. The finals will be held at the junction of the Xiandao Empire and the Xingluo Empire. At that time, the high-level officials of the Wuhan Hall will appear, and the spirit masters at the title Douluo level will definitely be able to sense the spirit beast aura on her body." After listening to Douluo's explanation, Tang San was relieved and fortunate. Douluo already knew Xiao Wu's true identity. He could have killed her and taken her 100,000-year spirit bone, but Douluo did not do so. It can be seen that this friend is worth making friends with. "Senior, thank you for being frank. Little monster, why are you so polite to me all of a sudden? It's not like you at all. I thank you from the bottom of my heart." Unfortunately, the acacia heartbroken red in the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire has been picked by someone. "I wonder if you have any way to help Xiao Wu cover up the aura of the soul beast on her body." "Yes, there is a way. Taking my special pill may help her cover up the aura on her body, but the effect can only last for about half a month." Tang San was delighted. "Half a month is enough, as long as we are not discovered by the Spirit Hall." Douluo threw a pill to Tang San. "There may be masters from the Spirit Hall who have sneaked into Xiandao City. Give this to her first." "Okay, thank you." Chapter 56 Bibi Dong, Those who oppose me will die. After Tang San returned, he immediately went to Xiao Wu's room and told her his doubts. Xiao Wu was shocked after hearing this. "Brother, you know everything, then I will tell you the truth." Then, Xiao Wu told Tang San the cause and effect of the matter. Tang San finally understood everything. "So you want to avenge your mother, so you risked coming to the human world. But you are really stupid to do this. Isn't it like hitting a rock with an egg? You can't even get close to Bibi Dong. How can you take revenge? If it weren't for Senior Douluo reminding me, if you met those masters of the Spirit Hall, you would probably become their prey." "Brother, I'm sorry, I was too reckless. Since you already know, I think it seems that there is no point in staying in the human world anymore. I will go back to the starred out Great Forest now," Xiao Wu said, and 2 lines of tears could not help flowing down. Tang San took the opportunity to hug Xiao Wu into his arms. "Silly, whether you are a human or a soul beast, I don't care. I said I would protect you forever, and I will do it, but my soul beast identity will implicate you. Don't worry, I already have a solution. Senior Douluo's elixir can temporarily cover up the soul beast aura on you." "Really? Then can I stay and participate in the finals with you?" Of course. Xiao Wu was very moved and expressed the thoughts that had been suppressed in her heart for a long time. "Brother, every time I see you hunting soul beasts, my heart hurts so much. I know that this is the process that you human soul masters must go through to obtain soul rings. But I still feel very uncomfortable. Then I promise you that I will only hunt evil soul beasts in the future." "Yet, brother, you are so kind. Then, Tang San gave Xiao Wu the elixir he got from Douluo to temporarily cover up the soul beast aura on her body. The elixir contained Douluo's green phosphorus snake king poison. Tang San could not develop it himself, so he could only ask Douluo to develop a few more in case of emergency. Unknowingly, the preliminaries came to an end. Tomorrow will be the last round of the competition. There is no need to draw lots. Everyone already knows who their opponent will be. The opponent of Shrek Academy in the last round of the competition is Xianshu Academy. After dinner, Uzziah Gang gathered everyone together. I think you all know that tomorrow's opponent is Xianshu Academy. Our record has been determined and we will be ranked 5th. Therefore, the victory or defeat of this game is meaningless. I suggest you save your strength, give up this game, and prepare well for the next promotion match. Tang San and the team members looked at each other and nodded. Facing the powerful Xianshu Academy team, if they don't go all out, they have no chance of winning. This time, they are no longer stubborn. Teacher, then we will listen to you and give up tomorrow's game. Very good. After tomorrow's game, there will be an award ceremony for the top 5 teams. You all have to attend then. Yes, Master. The next day, the competitions in the Xiandao City preliminaries have all ended, and an award ceremony will be held to present the qualification certificates for the promotion matches to the top 5 teams in the preliminaries. Xianshu College ranked first with an impressive record of 27 wins. Thunder College, Divine Wind College and Blazing Fire College all had 25 wins and 2 losses. And the win-loss relationship was relatively complicated, so the ranking could only be determined by drawing lots. In the end, Divine Wind College ranked 2nd, Thunder College ranked 3rd, and Blazing Fire College ranked 4th. Shrek College ranked 5th with 23 wins and 4 losses. At the beginning of the award ceremony, the captains and vice-captains of the top 5 teams walked onto the podium. The representatives of Xianshu College were Shui Binger and Zhu Wu. Emperor Zhu Yi, Ning Fengzi and Saris personally presented the qualification certificates and bonuses to the 5 teams that entered the promotion match. Each of the top 5 colleges received a reward of 10,000 gold soul coins. The winning matches and other bonuses of each team were collected by the teachers of each college from the staff who were specifically responsible for the bonuses of the event. Xianshu College won 27 games, and with this bonus, it was almost 30,000 gold soul coins. After the awards were presented, Emperor Zhu gave a speech. He stood on the rostrum, his eyes swept through everyone, and stayed on Xiao Han for a few seconds. To his surprise, Xiao Han was the strongest young soul master among all the participating students in the Xiandao competition area, but he was not the captain of the Xianshu team. Children, congratulations on your qualification for this soul master competition. You are all the hope of the future of the empire, and I am proud of you. As the captain and vice-captain of each team, you performed well in the competition. Therefore, I decided to confer the title of Viscount on the 10 captains and vice-captains of you, and the title of Baron on the other participating male students. If you can win the championship of the Soul Master competition, the title of the whole team will be upgraded by 1 level, and the college you are in will enjoy the financial support of the empire. After you graduate, you will be allocated fiefdoms. Your Majesty, this is not good, right? There is no precedent for conferring titles in previous competitions. Your Excellency Bishop Platinum, the awarding of titles is an internal matter of the empire, and has nothing to do with the Wuhan Hall or this competition. I just admire these young people. Many elite soul masters appeared in this Xiandao competition area preliminaries. They are young talents that both the empire and the Spirit Hall want to recruit. In order to recruit talents, Emperor Zhu offered generous rewards. The titles of the 2 empires are ranked according to their high and low levels, namely Duke, Marquess, Earl, Viscount, and Baron. The territory of the Viscount is almost a small city. Saris was very unhappy about this, but he could only hold it in. After all, this was an internal matter of the Xiandao Empire, and the Spirit Hall had no right to interfere. Xiao Han was not interested in the status of a noble, and would not be controlled by Emperor Zhu, let alone work for him. The next promotion match will still be held in the Xiandao Empire. However, the competition venue has become the Royal Paddock. At that time, the 10 teams from the kingdoms and principalities in the Xiandao Empire who passed the preliminaries will compete with the 5 teams that advanced from the Xiandao City competition area. Emperor Zhu also made a promise that the empire will provide the top 3 students with the most wins in the promotion match with the soul beasts needed to obtain the next soul ring, and soul beasts with a cultivation level of less than 30,000 years can be selected. For Xiao Han, 30,000 years of cultivation is too low, he can't use it, and he doesn't like it. The promotion match will be held in a month. After the ceremony, Xiao Han and his party left Xiandao City. After returning to Xianshu College, they were warmly welcomed. Xianshu College has never achieved such an impressive record in the previous 3 Soul Master competitions. This time they are expected to win the championship. Seraph sent a letter to Wuhan City, telling Bibi about Xiao Han and the members of the Xianshu team. Pope's Palace. Looking at the letter in his hand, Bibi smiled coldly. 16-year-old War Soul King, the second ring is 1,000 years, the fourth ring is 10,000 years, such talent is better than me back then. 3 War Soul Kings, 5 War Soul Sects, the overall strength of the Xianshu team is no worse than Nana and the others. If these people cannot be used by me, there is only one way to go. No one can stop the Wuhan Hall Academy from winning the championship. A month later, Xiao Han and his party came to the royal paddock. A few days ago, Xiao Han's soul power broke through the 56th level, and his strength has been further improved. In order to deal with powerful opponents, Tang practiced in seclusion for a month, and realized the moves that combined soul skills with the Tang Sect's unique skills, and his strength also improved. Chapter 57, Not Afraid of Douluo. The Soul Master Competition Promotion Match is a competition of personal strength, showing the overall strength of the team in a one-on-one format. In order to protect the privacy and personal safety of Soul Masters, ordinary spectators are not allowed to watch the promotion match. In the Xiandao Empire competition area, 15 participating teams came to the royal enclosure located 50 kilometers southwest of Xiandao City. This is a vast area, where royal personnel hunt and train. It is patrolled and guarded by 10,000 people from the Royal Knights. Civilians are not allowed to approach on weekdays. The 15 college teams that entered the promotion match were arranged to rest in different places. The people from Xianshu College were taken to the barracks. There were a total of 5 barracks allocated to them for rest. It was not luxurious, but it was cleaned very cleanly. As the only boy in the team, Xiao Han occupied a barracks alone. The promotion match is also a round-robin system, which lasts for half a month. Before the end of the competition, all participating college teams will arrive here. Xiao Han packed up his things and just walked out of the barracks when he saw a familiar figure walking towards him. It was the Crown Prince Zhu King. Zhu King was followed by several guards. Xiao Han smiled and said, "Brother Zhu, why are you here? I watched the promotion match with His Majesty, and I came to see you. How is it? Are you used to it here?" "Very good, that's good." Lin Zhiruo also saw Zhu King and bowed to him. "Greetings, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Dean Lin, there's no need to be polite. I just came to see you." Zhu King also happened to see Shuibinger and the others, and nodded to them with a smile. It was the first time for the girls to see Zhu King, and they were a little bit unbelievable. Today, Zhu King was dressed very ordinary, and he still had an aristocratic temperament, but he didn't look like the high-ranking imperial prince, giving people a very easygoing feeling. "Brother Xiao Han, let me talk to you alone, okay?" Zhu King dismissed the guards on his left and right. "Your performance in the preliminaries was incredible. Douluo may have doubted you. However, don't worry, I will ensure your safety." "Well, I'm not worried. After the promotion games, Ding Zhao will accompany us to the finals. With my mother and Ding Zhao around, Douluo won't dare to act recklessly." After Lin Zhiruo took the immortal grass, her cultivation speed increased. Now she has reached level 84, and Ding Zhao has reached level 85. Although Douluo's poison is very powerful, he is the worst among the title Douluo. 2 extreme soul Douluos are enough to deal with him. Zhu King was also relieved. Douluo can do anything. With Ding Zhao by your side, your safety is more guaranteed. "Well, I have to go. I'll look forward to your performance in the promotion games. Well, see you on the field." After Zhu King left, several girls came over. "Xiao Han, is that His Royal Highness the Crown Prince?" "Yes, he doesn't look like a crown prince, he's quite approachable, indeed. However, what you see is only the surface. The person who can ascend to the position of crown prince must be extraordinary." Lin Zhiruo came over. "Okay, let's not talk about this for now. The promotion competition will start tomorrow. Due to the competition system, Zhu Wu is not suitable to play in the promotion competition. It depends on the performance of the 7 of you. No problem, we will definitely qualify as the first place. Xiao Han and the girls are very confident. The next day, under the leadership of a special person, the participating teams of each college came to the competition field. The promotion competition is not like the preliminaries, where there are multiple arenas at the same time. There is only one competition venue here, which is the Royal Knights Grand Parade Ground. The Grand Parade Ground has been renovated, and a 100-meter diameter area in the middle is marked as the competition venue. Compared with the preliminaries, the space here is wider, allowing Soul Masters to display their strength to a greater extent. A VIP seat was temporarily built on the north side of the large parade ground. In addition to Emperor Zhu Yi, Ning Fengzi, Platinum Bishop Saris, Zhu King, and Prince Zuzing, there were also a few nobles and some high-level officials from the Xiandao City branch of the Spirit Hall who came to watch the game. The 15 teams participating in the promotion match will play 14 rounds of round-robin matches every day, and one team will be given a bye. In other words, there will be 7 games every day, all on this field. The preliminaries are team battles, with 14 people playing on each stage at the same time, which is quite chaotic. The promotion matches are all one-on-one competitions, and each student will show his or her personal strength in full view of the public, so that the strength of the participating Soul Masters can be assessed. The rules of the game are very simple. Each team will send 7 players to the field, and each person will fight until he or she is defeated. The loser will be eliminated, and the winner will face the next opponent until all 7 people on one side are eliminated. Xianshu College's opponent today is a Soul Master College from the kingdom, and the duel between them is ranked 6th out of 7. Lin Zhiruo gathered everyone together. Your opponent today is not strong, there is only one battle Soul Master in the team. So, I have arranged the order of appearance as Rushu, Liuyu, Kingbo and Yuir. I believe that the 4 of you are enough to complete this game. Well, Dean Lin, don't worry, leave it to us. Several girls were full of confidence. Then, Emperor Zhu Yi announced the official start of the promotion game. The first game ended quickly, and Blazing Fire Academy easily won the first victory. In the subsequent games, Shrek, Shenfang and Thunder Academy also easily defeated their opponents. Xiao Han and his teammates have been watching the game. They can see that everyone's strength has improved in this month. Next, Qiurushu represented Xianshu Academy and was the first to appear. Qiurushu is a strong attacking spirit master. She defeated the 2 opposing battle soul masters one after another. Due to lack of spirit power and physical strength, she tied with a 3rd person and the 2 stepped down together. Immediately afterwards, Shen Liuyu appeared on the stage and defeated 2 more powerful opponents in succession. Due to excessive consumption of spirit power, he was defeated by the opponent's 6th person. After Gu Qingbo of the Agility Attack Department came on the field, he easily knocked the 6th person sent by the opponent's college out of the ring, and then faced the strongest captain of the Battle Soul sect after a fierce battle. Gu Qingbo won the game. Xianshu College only had 3 people on the field, and completely defeated the opponent. Shui Yuir didn't even have a chance to perform. In the preliminaries, everyone's attention was focused on the 3 Battle Soul Kings, Xiao Han, Shui Binger and Zhu Wu, thus ignoring the performance of other players from Xianshu College. The one-on-one competition made everyone see that these players also have good strength. After the game, the deans of each college came on stage to draw lots to decide tomorrow's opponents. Xianshu team's opponent tomorrow is not strong, and it is also a college from the principality. Xiao Han and Shui Binger still don't play. Shui Yuir, who didn't have a chance to perform today, will be the first to play tomorrow. In tomorrow's game, there is a group of duels that have attracted much attention, which will be between Blazing Fire College and Shrek College. Chapter 58 Humiliated Again. Tang San and his friends were a little excited when they learned that tomorrow's opponent was Blazing Academy. Last time they lost to Blazing Academy and were ruthlessly humiliated by Hua Shuang. The whole Shrek team was furious and vowed to get back at the game. Tang San's blue-silver grass spirit was perfectly restrained by the flames, but he still refused to admit defeat. After returning to the camp, Uzai again gathered the people together. Your opponent tomorrow is Blazing Academy. We lost to them in the preliminaries. What do you think this time? Dai Mubei was the first to stand up. Master, Blazing Academy is the weakest among the 4 elemental academies. The 2 assistants in their team are both the main players and will not play tomorrow, which means they will send 2 substitutes. And judging from the situation of today's game, They may send out one of Ho Wu or Ho Wusheng first. Those two are the strongest in the team. Let me go first tomorrow, and Xiao-san will finish. How about it? Yu Xiaogang hesitated. Mubai's idea is good. However, Xiao-san's blue-silver grass spirit will not be able to exert its strength against any fire spirit master, and will suffer when it goes on the field, Tang-san said with a firm look. Teacher, let me go on the field. It is because the fire element restrains my spirit so much that I want to accept this challenge. In the team battle, they have the assistance of the two fire spirit masters, and their overall strength has increased greatly, while we have not been enhanced by wrong. I believe that in a one-on-one contest, we will definitely be able to defeat them. Seeing Tang-san's attitude so determined, Yu Xiaogang didn't say much. Okay. Mubai will be the first to go on the field tomorrow, followed by Ma Hongjin, Zhu Zhuqing, Xiao Wu, Tai Long, Wang Yuan and Xiao Sen. Yu Xiaogang arranged such a lineup in the hope that the team could win the game in advance without Tang-san going on the field as much as possible, because the fire restrained Tang-san's blue-silver grass spirit too much. Soon it came to the second day. Xianshu College still easily defeated the opponent without Xiao Han and Shui Binger going on the field. Thunder and Divine Wind also won. The match between Shrek Academy and Blazing Academy was the fifth to be played. Tang-san had been waiting for a long time. He wanted revenge. Soon it was the turn of the two academies to compete. Ho Wusheng, representing Blazing Academy, was the first to enter the venue. The one who faced him was Daimyu Bei, the first to appear in Shrek Academy. Little White Cat, last time your teacher took the initiative to admit defeat, so you escaped. This time, you are not so lucky, humph. If it weren't for our teacher taking the initiative to stop a game, do you think I would be afraid of you? You have a really hard mouth. Wait and see how I will deal with you later. Don't dawdle. If you have the guts, fight me in one move to decide the outcome. Do you dare? What's there to be afraid of? Do you think I'm afraid of you? Before the competition between the two sides officially started, a strong smell of gunpowder had already filled the field. With the referee's announcement, the game officially began. The two released their martial spirits and spirit rings almost at the same time. The third and fourth spirit rings on Daimyu Bei's body suddenly flashed. White Tiger Vajra transformation, with a roar. Daimyu Bei's muscles suddenly swelled, and black horizontal lines appeared on his skin. Under the amplification of the third soul skill, Daimyu Bei's resistance to abnormal states, as well as his attack power, defense power, and strength, all doubled at the same time, and the duration was half an hour. Ho Wusheng on the opposite side also released his amplification soul skill without showing any weakness. His body swelled again, and golden red light burst out on his dragon scales, and his whole body burned with blazing flames. White Tiger Meteor Shower, under the amplification of the third soul skill, Daimyu Bei launched a fourth soul skill, trying to win with it. Countless fist-sized golden light balls attacked Ho Wusheng with his body as the center. Fiery fire breaks the enemy. Facing Daimyu Bei's locked attack, Ho Wusheng did not hesitate to meet it. The blazing red light gathered on his fist into a huge fireball, and suddenly slammed into those golden light balls. Boom! The moment the two forces collided, a deafening roar broke out, and the whole stadium was shaking. For this attack, both of them used all their strength. Under the huge shock wave, both of them were shocked and retreated repeatedly. Ho Wusheng's frontal attack was extremely powerful. After barely stabilizing his body, Daimyu Bei had 1 foot outside the field, and a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. Although Ho Wusheng on the opposite side was not injured, his face was pale, and it was obvious that he was no longer able to deal with the next opponent. Little White Cat, you lost? Daimyu Bei grinned. Although he lost, he was very satisfied to be able to replace Ho Wusheng, the strongest attacking force in the opponent's team, one-on-one. Really? Do you still have the strength to deal with the next opponent? Wait to be blasted out. After Daimyu Bei finished speaking, he raised his hand to sign Ma Hongjin to go on stage. Seeing this, Ho Wu immediately said, Brother, come down, we will also change people. Although Ho Wusheng was unwilling, he had no choice but to leave the field. The second Soul Master of Blazing Academy was the Fire Crane. In the preliminaries, he had fought with Ma Hongjin and had the upper hand. You're the chicken again. I'm the evil Fire Phoenix. What a shitty evil Fire Phoenix. You're such a loser, you're so shameless. The smell of gunpowder between the two sides was still strong. The battle started soon. The two had fought each other last time and knew each other's soul skills. Ma Hongjin's evil fire had a hotter temperature, and the Fire Crane Soul Master had a more agile body. After a fight, Ma Hongjin was defeated. The Fire Crane Soul Master also consumed a lot of soul power and physical strength, and was defeated by the third Zhu King. The next Soul Master of Blazing Academy was the Fire Leopard Soul Master, who defeated Zhu King. After Xiao Wu came on the stage, she defeated the Fire Leopard Soul Master. After another Fire Crane Soul Master came on the stage, he had a fierce battle with Xiao Wu, and the two fought to draw. Next, Tai Long defeated a substitute from Blazing Academy. The second substitute came up and defeated Tai Long, and Wang Yuan came on the court and defeated the substitute. In the past 2 days, there were more than a dozen games in the promotion match, and the duel between the two academies was undoubtedly the most exciting one. The two sides fought back and forth, neither giving an inch. At this time, only Hou Wu was left from Blazing Academy. She had to defeat Wang Yuan and Tang San successively to win this game. Feng Xiaoshan, Shui Binger and others who were watching the game on the sidelines were a little nervous. Obviously, in order to avenge Blazing Academy, Shrek Academy has made more thorough preparations. Xiao Han, do you think Hou Wu can win? I'm not too sure. Hou Wu and Tang San may have held back in the preliminaries. This time it depends on how they choose. Chapter 59 Breaking the Spider's Legs. Xiao Han knew that Hou Wu had the unique skill of ring fusion, and Tang San had not used his external spirit bone and clear sky hammer yet. If Tang San revealed his true strength and went all out, it would be difficult for Hou Wu to defeat him. Moreover, Hou Wu was now at a disadvantage of 1 against 2. Fortunately, Wang Yuan had consumed a lot of energy in the previous battle, and Hou Wu could easily defeat him. Sure enough, Hou Wu released her third spirit skill, Fire Ring Resistant, as soon as she came on the court, and directly blasted Wang Yuan out of the field. Next, it was the turn of Tang San, who was the last to appear in Shrek. Tang San was about to go on the court, and Yu Zhiagang suddenly patted him on the shoulder and reminded him, Xiao-san, don't be as impulsive as last time. I believe you can defeat her with your own skills. Well, teacher, I know, last time, Tang San was suppressed by Hou Wu everywhere and almost used the clear sky hammer. Fortunately, Yu Zhiagang stopped him in time, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Tang San walked onto the competition field, and the last defeat seemed to have no effect on him. Hou Wu smiled disdainfully. Tang San, your blue-silver grass martial spirit is completely useless in front of my flames. Don't waste time. Take the initiative to admit defeat. It can also reduce your pain, Tang San retorted unyieldingly. You should be the one to take the initiative to admit defeat. I know your spirit skills very well. It's not that easy to beat me, you really overestimate your own abilities. Then I will make you lose with conviction. Hou Wu had fought with Tang San before and knew that Tang San was extremely agile and had strange footwork. Even if Tang San did not use the spirit skills of the blue-silver grass martial spirit, he would still be able to tangle with her. In the process of defeating Wang Yuan, she had already used the third spirit skill once, so she was not on the full-level spirit power state now and had no patience to waste time with Tang San. Therefore, facing the last opponent of Shrek Academy, she had to fight quickly. The battle began. Hou Wu did not hesitate at all and rushed directly towards Tang San. When she was less than 20 meters away from Tang San, she suddenly activated the third spirit skill, Resist Fire Ring. The range of this spirit skill is 60 meters in diameter and 3 meters in height. When the opponent's spirit power is not more than 10 levels higher than Hou Wu's, this spirit skill can ignore any skills and defenses within the attack range, and all skills will be temporarily expelled. Under the impact of the resistance fire ring, Tang San almost approached the edge of the competition field in an instant. After launching this spirit skill, Hou Wu did not stop, and immediately launched another resistance fire ring. As long as Tang San was blasted out of the competition range, he could win the game. Tang San did not expect Hou Wu's attack to be so fast. In a hurry, he swung a blue-silver grass from the center of his left and right hands and lashed it on the ground, and took off into the air with the help of the reaction force. The two blue-silver grasses turned into ashes the moment the resistance fire ring arrived. However, at this time, Tang San had already taken off into the air and avoided the attack of the resistance fire ring. But this is exactly the result Hou Wu wanted to see. Hou Wu knew that Tang San was a tough opponent, and deliberately forced him into the air so that she could display her special skills. Little jerk, it's over. Under the gaze of everyone, a strange scene appeared. At the moment Tang San took off, the 4 spirit rings on Ho Wu's body lit up at the same time, and the fire shadow behind her also turned blazing white in an instant. Seeing this scene, Yu Gang, who was watching the game, was shocked. Is this a fusion ring? She actually has this talent, Master. What is a fusion ring? It means that the spirit power that can be released when outputting skills from several spirit rings is released at the same time in an instant, and all the spirit power is concentrated on the same spirit skill, greatly increasing the power of the spirit skill. Doesn't it have extremely strong explosive power? Yes. I hope Xiao-san won't be as impulsive as last time. Yu Gang was very nervous, fearing that Tang San would use the clear sky hammer again, and was ready to stop the game at any time. Looking at Tang San who was about to fall in the air, Xiao Wu, Dai Mu Bei and others were very worried. A blazing white light condensed in Ho Wu's palm, and a white light ball the size of an egg burst out and went straight to Tang San in the air. Using the 3rd soul skill twice in a row consumed a lot of energy for Ho Wu. In addition, she had already used the 3rd soul skill once before. After blasting out this white light ball, Ho Wu's soul power was exhausted. But looking at Tang San in the air, she smiled. She knew that although the white light ball was condensed from the remaining soul power in her body, it was enough to defeat Tang San. The moment the white light ball left Ho Wu's palm, Tang San felt his body become sluggish. The light ball seemed to have an invisible attraction that made him unable to dodge. Seeing that the light ball was getting closer and closer, all he could do now was to resist it. With a surge of soul power in his body, blue silver grass stretched out without warning and pierced the white light ball. But what Tang San didn't expect was that the white light ball seemed to have an extremely strong cutting force. The blue silver grass was broken and shattered the moment it touched it. Tang San realized that he could no longer stop the white light ball from blasting towards him. It was an energy attack condensed by Ho Wu with all her remaining soul power, and it had completely locked him. What should I do? Should I really use my body to bury it? Or should I use my trump card now? The dazzling white light made Tang San unable to open his eyes. At that decisive moment, 8 purple-black spider legs suddenly stretched out from Tang San's back like ghosts in the dark night, and quickly intertwined into an indestructible spider web, tightly wrapping his body inside. Boom! The white light ball ruthlessly hit the barrier formed by the spider legs, and a deafening roar broke out. The light was radiant, and the entire stadium seemed to be lit up. The dazzling white light made everyone present close their eyes subconsciously. Tang San felt a huge impact force falling on him. The power was so strong that it almost shook him apart. The 8 spider legs were under tremendous pressure, but they could not completely withstand the terrifying power of Ho Wu's fusion ring attack. Under the impact of the explosion, the spider legs began to show tiny cracks, followed by a more violent cracking sound. As if countless sharp blades were cutting Tang San's body, causing him unbearable pain. A scream came out of Tang San's mouth. There was only a muffled sound, and it seemed that something hit the ground heavily. When the light faded and everything returned to calm, everyone was surprised to find that the monster lying on the ground was actually a monster with spider legs. At this time, Tang San's mouth was bleeding, and there were some scattered spider leg fragments beside him. He endured the pain and looked at the pale Ho Wu, his eyes full of unwillingness, and he looked like he refused to admit defeat. Damn it! Why is it like this? In order to deal with Blazing Academy, Tang San made full preparations and vowed to take revenge. Unexpectedly, before he could make a move, the game was over. After careful calculation, it failed, and Tang San lost completely. Xiao-san, brother, several people from Shrek rushed towards Tang San. Chapter 60, You are a badass, you have the qualifications to be an evil spirit master. Ho Wu looked at Tang San who was unwilling to give up, and said coldly, Tang San, you really held back, but you still lost. At this time, Tang San was landing on the edge of the competition venue, looking very embarrassed. The dust on the field gradually settled, and the scene in front of them was shocking. Seeing Tang San's miserable state, the soul masters who were watching the game talked about it. Is that an external soul bone? That person actually has an external soul bone, and he hit it really well. No wonder he dared to challenge a fire soul master with a blue silver grass martial soul, but he still lost, and lost too miserably. In the VIP seat, Emperor Ziyi looked at Ning Fengzi, his face changed slightly. Master Ning, what are the external soul bones on Tang San? Spider legs, yes, that's right. What did the female soul master use? Your Majesty, that's the fusion ring. It concentrates the energy of several soul rings and uses it on a soul skill, thus bursting out amazing power. This is one of the unique abilities of our 7 treasures glazed tower soul masters. I didn't expect that she also has it. Emperor Ziyi nodded slightly, expressing his approval of Hou Wu and Tang San. It seems that these 2 young people are not simple. They were reserved in the preliminaries and only now showed their true strength. Ning Fengzi nodded in agreement without saying much. He knew that Tang San had an even more powerful trump card, Clear Sky Hammer. He was glad for Tang San that Hou Wu used the fusion ring when she had little soul power left, otherwise Tang San would be more seriously injured. On the other side, looking at the situation on the field, Shui Binger was also shocked. Xiao Han, you guessed right. Hou Wu and Tang San are indeed holding back, yet it looks like Hou Wu won't be able to continue to participate in the next few days. Isn't Tang San the same? He's seriously injured. He won't be able to recover in a short time, right? With Ning Fengzi here, he'll be fine. Maybe he'll be able to play tomorrow. Shui Binger was a little confused. Xiao Han explained, Ning Fengzi's daughter is in the Shrek Academy team. Take a close look at the girl next to Xiao Wu. Shui Binger's eyes fell on Ning Rongrong and found that Ning Rongrong was looking at the VIP seats. So that's how it is. That girl does look a bit like Sect Master Ning. Tang San was kicked out and lost the game. Xiao Wu was the first to rush to Tang San, her eyes full of fear and worry. She wanted to touch Tang San with trembling hands, but was afraid of hurting him. Brother, how are you? Xiao Wu's voice was choked with sobs, tears welling up in her eyes. Bibi followed closely behind, his eyes full of disbelief. Oscar, Ning Rongrong and Ma Hongjin also gathered around. In their memories, Tang San had never been in such a miserable state. Third brother, I will heal you. Jiang Zhu immediately released her martial spirit and spirit ring to heal Tang San. But her ability was limited, and she could only temporarily relieve Tang San's pain. Third brother, eat a recovery sausage. Third brother, I will help you too. Oscar and Ning Rongrong did their best to help Tang San relieve his pain and restore his physical strength and spirit power. With the joint efforts of several people, Tang San's injuries got better, and he quietly took back his external spirit bone. However, the broken spider leg could not be healed for a while, and he still had a lot of wounds on his body. Thank you. I'm sorry, I let you down. Xiao-san, don't say that, you have done very well. Yu Xiaogang quickly interrupted Tang San. Tang San's annoyance and frustration made him heartbroken. They almost won the game, but Hou Wu's ring-melting talent was not within their calculations. This is not the place to talk. Let's take Xiao-san back first. Yes, master. Several people supported the injured Tang San and left the competition venue. After all the games were over, Ning Fengzi came to the barracks where Shrek Academy was located to visit Tang San. At this time, Tang San was lying on the bed to rest. Seeing that the visitor was Ning Fengzi, Ning Rongrong was a little excited. Dad, you are here. Well, I came to see how Xiao-san is doing. We have treated him, but his injuries are too serious and he has not fully recovered yet. Don't worry, I came here for this. Ning Fengzi and everyone else came to Tang San's barracks. Uncle Ning, Xiao-san, don't move, rest first. While Ning Fengzi was speaking, he released the 7 treasures glazed tower. A beam of precious light fell on Tang San, and the wound on Tang San's back was recovering at an astonishing speed. Yu Xiaogang, Flanders and Liu Erlong also came in. They heard from Ning Rongrong that Ning Fengzi's 7 treasures glazed tower had been cultivated to the 7 treasures Ruyi realm and had a strong healing effect. If Ning Fengzi had taken action, Tang San's injuries would have been completely healed. Sure enough, when the light faded, Tang San's wounds had completely healed, as if nothing had happened. Yu Xiaogang exclaimed, Master Ning is worthy of being the world's #1 assistant. The healing effect of this 7 treasures glazed tower is so magical. It's really eye-opening. Yes, it's amazing. Daimyo Bei, Ma Hongjin and others echoed. Ning Fengzi smiled slightly. Xiao-san, how is it? Thank you Uncle Ning, I'm fine now. Although Tang San's wounds had been healed, the frustration brought by the failure could not be erased from his heart. Ning Fengzi stood up and sighed. I didn't expect that girl to have the talent of ring fusion. However, once the ring fusion technique is used, it will cause huge consumption to oneself. If nothing unexpected happens, the girl will not appear on the field in the next few days. Ma Hongjin was very unconvinced. She took advantage of others' unpreparedness to play dirty. She deserved it. And she was lucky. If the third brother fell into the field, she would not be able to fight again, and we would be tied. Yu Xiaogang said, okay, don't talk about this, losing is losing, prepare for the next game. Ning Fengzi nodded slightly. In fact, you have performed very well. It's just that Xiao-san happened to meet the fire spirit master who has the strongest restraint on his martial spirit, which resulted in him not being able to exert his full strength. I believe that in the next game, you will have a more exciting performance, Tang-san said with a firm look. Uncle Ning, we will not let you down. The external spirit bone 8 spider lance was originally one of Tang-san's trump cards. Today, it was exposed. In the future games, there is no need to hide it anymore, and it can be used unscrupulously. Tang-san firmly believes that in today's battle with Ho Wu, if he had revealed the 8 spider lance earlier, he would not have lost so badly, and he might even win the game. The next day, the game continued. Everyone was surprised to find that Tang-san, who was severely injured yesterday, appeared on the field today as if nothing had happened. He used the 8 spider lances to hit those weak opponents with heavy punches, looking very much like an evil spirit master. Chapter 61 Xiao Han challenges the entire Thunder team. After losing to Blazing Academy twice in a row and being humiliated, Tang-san vented his anger on other opponents. He frequently used the 8 spider lance to injure his opponents, causing public outrage. In the Shrek team, Ma Hongjin, who possessed the evil fire, and Tang-san, who was vicious and cruel, were regarded by the participating students as people who might become evil spirit masters in the future. For several days in a row, Ho Wu did not play. Blazing Academy lost to Thunder, Divine Wind and Xianshu Academy successively. In the promotion match, those from Divine Wind Academy also had to show their strength. Ho Wu could not play, and Feng Xiaoshan had no need to let her go. The opponents of Xianshu Academy were not strong, and they won a wave of consecutive victories. Thunder and Divine Wind Academy also had no defeats. After the game that day, Lin Zhiruo drew lots on behalf of the academy and then returned to the team. Her expression was a little solemn, as if she was thinking about something. Shui Binger asked, President Lin, what's wrong with you? Did you draw the Thunder Academy? Binger, you are still smart. That's right, our opponent tomorrow is the Thunder Academy. They are our most difficult opponent in the promotion match. Last time in the preliminaries, Xianshu and Thunder met as the first and second place, and Xianshu won Thunder. In that game, the 7 people from Xianshu Academy cooperated perfectly. As soon as they came on the court, they changed the combat environment, turning the ring into a world of ice and snow, putting the opponents in a disadvantageous situation, and then defeated them one by one. However, the promotion match is different. The competition field of the promotion match is wider, which is more beneficial to Thunder Academy. There is no assistance from Zhuwu, a Soul King level assistant, and several water attribute soul masters in the team are perfectly restrained by the lightning attribute, and they don't even have the opportunity to play. In other words, Xiao Han, Shui Binger, and Shui Yuir are the only 3 people who can play a role on the court. The 3 of them have to face all 7 people from Thunder Academy. Xiao Han is not only not panicking, but also seems a little excited. Mom, it's finally my turn, Lin Zhiruo nodded. This time, Thunder Academy is more difficult to deal with than last time. Xiao Han, Binger and Yuir need to defeat more opponents. President Lin, what kind of lineup should we arrange tomorrow? Lin Zhiruo thought for a while and analyzed. From the situation in the past few days, Thunder Academy has a total of 4 Battle Soul Sect and 3 Battle Soul Lords. The first to appear are the 3 Battle Soul Sect, and the strongest Captain Yu Xiangsan is basically the last to appear. However, in order to deal with us, they may change their strategy tomorrow. Because they also know that we can only fight against 3 Ice Attribute Soul Masters. Yu Xiangsan will still appear last, and the 6 Soul Masters who appeared before are mainly used to consume us. Xiao Han smiled disapprovingly. Mom, who cares about their appearance order? Let me appear first tomorrow, and then Yuir and Binger will be the last. What do you think? I agree with Xiao Han's idea. Yeah, I agree too, Lin Zhiruo nodded slightly. Okay then. Xiao Han will be the first to play tomorrow, followed by Yuir and Binger. In addition, you guys should also be prepared. At the end of the game, you may also have a chance to play, understood? Soon it was the second day. The match between Xianshu College and Leiting College was the 7th match of the day, which was also the final match. Just like last time, It was still a fight for the top spot. The first 6 matches ended quickly, and finally it was the turn of Xianshu College and Tang College to compete. The 12 teams that had finished their matches, as well as the team that had a bye today, all stayed to watch the duel between the two strong teams. Tang San and his group stared straight at the competition venue. Ninrongrong said, in the previous few games, the 4 Water Attribute Spirit Masters and the Yingyu Dolphin Spirit Master played the most in the Xianshu Academy team. However, today's game is different. Due to the attribute restrained, the 4 Water Attribute Spirit Masters may not have the opportunity to play. Therefore, they rely more on the performance of the 3 Ice Attribute Spirit Masters, and they should not hold back anymore. Mo Hongjin grinned and said, 3 against 7, I want to see how they win this time. Fatty, don't underestimate them. They have 2 Battle Spirit Kings after all. 2 Battle Spirit Kings, so what? Last time they caught Thunder Academy off guard. Thunder Academy has already fallen once, wouldn't they be prepared? Tang San was silent. Whoever wins or loses the 2 academies has nothing to do with him. He just wants to see Xiao Han's strength clearly, and defeat Xiao Han in the next game to prove his own strength. In the VIP seats, Emperor Ziyi looked at Ning Fengzi who was standing by and asked, Master Ning, Xianshu and Thunder Academy are competing for the top spot again. Who do you think will win this time? Ning Fengzi smiled. Your Majesty, the Soul King level assistant cannot play. The Xianshu team is facing a greater challenge this time. Thunder Academy will definitely learn from the last lesson. It shouldn't be so easy for them to lose this time. So, you think Thunder Academy is more favorable? From all aspects, Thunder Academy is indeed more advantageous. However, it is hard to say who will win or lose. Your Majesty, let's watch the game carefully. The match between Xianshu Academy and Thunder Academy is about to begin. Both academies have changed their previous order of appearance. The first person to play in Thunder Academy is the Soul Master, whose martial soul is Thunder Blade. To everyone's surprise, the first person to play in Xianshu Academy is Xiao Han. Seeing this, everyone immediately understood the intention of Thunder Academy. They first sent out weaker players to consume the opponent and let the stronger players finish. The first round of the contest between Xianshu College and Tang College has officially begun. With the referee's announcement, the atmosphere on the field instantly became extremely tense. The Thunderblade Soul Master stretched out his body, and the blade in his hand was instantly wrapped in thick lightning. Accompanied by the deafening thunder, the air was filled with a heart-pounding pressure. On the other side, Xiao Han was calm and unhurried. As the soul power surged in his body, a thin layer of ice crystals condensed on this handing bow and arrow, and the arrow was covered with a layer of piercing frost, which was terrifying. Suddenly, the Thunderblade Soul Master rushed out, and the blade drew a bright lightning track in the air, approaching Xiao Han. With this attack, he obviously wanted to take the lead with the momentum of thunder. Facing this fierce attack, Xiao Han's eyes flashed with a hint of coldness. In his first appearance in the promotion arena, he was ready to challenge the entire Thunder team. The icy wings behind Xiao Han suddenly stretched out, and the moment he soared into the air, the Zhenbing bow in his hand had been pulled to full moon. The first soul skill, Frost Shot, was activated. Xiao Han released the bowstring, and an ice blue arrow with a biting cold wind and biting cold air shot towards the opponent. His soul power was 20 levels higher than his opponent, and the deceleration effect of Frost Shot was increased to 80%. Under such a powerful deceleration effect, the attack power of this soul skill was also increased to 160%. The Thunderblade Soul Master instinctively wanted to dodge, but the frost arrow arrived in an instant, and his movements suddenly became extremely clumsy, and the whole person seemed to be frozen. In a hurry, he condensed all his soul power and opened his defense. The blue-purple lightning covered his whole body, like a lightning net. Boom! The frost arrow hit the layer of lightning net accurately. With a thunderous explosion, the Thunderblade Soul Master was directly blasted out of the competition venue by the impact force of the frost arrow. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 62, Easily Defeating 4. Although Xiao Han used the flying ability of the third soul skill, he did not provide an increase for the first soul skill in order to save soul power. Even so, The arrow just shot was enough to pierce the chest of the Thunderblade Soul Master. However, this was just a competition, not a real battle. Xiao Han used his mind to control the frost arrow, so that its impact spread to the Thunderblade Soul Master and blasted him out of the ring. Seeing this scene, everyone present was unbelievable. The battle ended too quickly. Xiao Han defeated a War Soul Master from the Thunder Academy with just one move. Next, the Thunder Academy sent another War Soul Master, whose martial soul was the Thunder Umbrella. Xiao Han used the same trick again and defeated the man with frost shooting. This time, Xiao Han did not release the ice wings, but only used the first soul skill. Even if the opponent knew that he would use this soul skill, he still couldn't stop the powerful deceleration effect. In the previous two contests, Xiao Han won too easily. Witnessing this process, the players of Xianshu Academy were very excited. Xiao Han is so amazing. He easily defeated the two fighting soul masters on the opposite side. It seems that this game is not as difficult as we thought, Lin Zhiruo said. Don't be too happy too soon. The four fighting soul masters haven't appeared yet. Lin Zhiruo looked at Xiao Han on the field, and seemed to guess his thoughts. She also wanted to see where Xiao Han's limit was. The third player from Thunder Academy came to Xiao Han. This man had a strange face, with a short haircut and a string of beads hanging around his neck. He looked like a monk. His martial soul was a thunder bead. Judging from his momentum, his strength should be a little stronger than the previous two fighting soul masters. However, he still didn't catch Xiao Han's eye. The contest between the two sides officially began. The Thunder Bead Soul Master released his martial soul and soul ring, and took off the string of beads around his neck. The beads suddenly lit up, covered with the blue and purple lightning. The Thunder Bead Soul Master waved his hands, and the beads covered with lightning flew towards Xiao Han like meteors. Facing the pouring blue-purple lightning beads, Xiao Han quickly pulled the bowstring to its full length. The second soul skill, 10,000 arrows, was activated. Countless tiny ice arrows condensed in the air, each of which contained the biting cold and excellent penetrating power. Those ice arrows turned into a blue torrent and rushed towards the overwhelming lightning beads. Bang! 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 A series of collisions broke out in the air. The ice arrows met the lightning beads, bursting out dazzling light and overflowing energy fluctuations. Although the lightning power of the lightning beads was fierce, each ice arrow was like a precise sniper, shooting them down one by one. Seeing this, the Thunder Bead Soul Master's face changed slightly. He obviously did not expect Xiao Han's second soul skill to have such a strong control and destructive power. Just as the Thunder Bead Soul Master was ready to launch another attack with a thunderous force, a lightning-fast blue figure suddenly flashed from the air and blocked him silently like a ghost. A thick layer of frost quickly condensed on Xiao Han's fist. The frost spread on his fist, emitting bursts of cold air, and even the surrounding air seemed to be frozen by this force. Xiao Han suddenly swung out the frost fist that contained the power of ice. This fist, with a whistling cold wind and a biting coldness, hit the chest of the Thunder Pearl Soul Master fiercely. The body of the Thunder Pearl Soul Master seemed to be bound by an invisible force and stiffened instantly. Then, an irresistible force blasted him out like a cannonball, drawing a long parabola, and finally fell heavily on the ground dozens of meters away. Xiao Han did not stop there. His figure flashed, and almost at the same moment when the Thunder Pearl Soul Master landed, he had already appeared beside him like a shadow. Another frost fist, with a more biting coldness and unstoppable power, fell on the body of the Thunder Pearl Soul Master who had not yet fully stood up. This time, the Thunder Pearl Soul Master was unable to even scream, and his body was thrown into the air by the huge force again. Then, the third punch, the fourth punch. Under the bombardment of several consecutive punches, the Thunder Pearl Soul Master completely lost the ability to resist, and his body fell powerlessly outside the field like a kite with a broken string. This sudden counterattack shocked everyone who was not familiar with Xiao Han. Tang frowned and sighed in his heart. The pair of ice crystal wings gives him the speed of a quick attack soul master, which gives him an advantage on the field. Moreover, his attack methods are diverse, not just soul skills. When not using soul skills, he can save as much soul power as possible. It seems that he is more difficult to deal with than I thought. On the other side, Shui Binger and the others were delighted. Shui Yuir said, Xiao Han is too good. If he continues to play like this, my sister and I may not have the chance to play. Oh, yet. Xiao Han finally got the chance to play, shouldn't he have fun? Shui Binger said, As long as we can win this game, it doesn't matter if we don't play. Before the next opponent came on stage, Xiao Han stood in the middle of the field with his eyes closed, concentrating, taking the opportunity to recover his soul power. He had taken several immortal herbs, and his soul power recovered much faster than ordinary soul masters. In a short period of time, the 3 war soul masters of Thunder Academy were all defeated, and it was their war soul sect's turn to play. The next person to play was Lei Mie. His lightning attack was more domineering, but Xiao Han used his speed to dodge and easily blasted him out of the competition venue. With Lei Mie's elimination, the situation faced by the two teams took a sharp turn for the worse. The Thunder team, which originally seemed to have the advantage, was now at a disadvantage. At this time, Xiao Han was still calm and composed, as if everything was under his control. The next person to play was Lei Tian. Lei Tian's martial spirit is the Thunder Eagle. Compared with the 4 teammates who lost before, he has no disadvantage in speed, and even has an advantage. After the game officially started, Lei Tian spread his body, flapped his wings suddenly, and the whole person seemed to turn into a real giant eagle, soaring in the air. Blue and purple lightning burst out from his wingtips, twisting the space like an angry snake, and rushed towards Xiao Han with a deafening roar. Facing this overwhelming and terrifying lightning attack, Xiao Han's eyes were extremely calm, and he did not intend to retreat at all. He did not dodge, but leaned forward slightly. At the moment when the lightning was about to touch his body, he loosened his fingers lightly, and an ice explosion arrow condensed with the coldness of the ice cut through the sky and faced the dense lightning net. The ice explosive arrow drew a brilliant ice blue trajectory in the air. The moment it came into contact with the lightning, it was not immediately annihilated. Instead, it seemed to have triggered some kind of mechanism. A brilliant frost light suddenly burst out from the surface of the arrow, followed by a crisp and loud explosion. Chapter 63 The Bum is sure it's him. The explosion not only dispersed all the lightning around, but also scattered the aftermath, forming a short-lived frost field, and the air was filled with a biting cold. Lei Tian saw this, his face changed drastically. Learning from the failure of the first 3 teammates, he had already reacted in advance. When Xiao Han's ice arrow shot over, he used his flying ability to quickly retreat. Then, he quickly adjusted his state, flapped his wings again, and more lightning poured down like a rainstorm. This time, he obviously increased the intensity of the attack, intending to suppress Xiao Han in one fell swoop. However, Xiao Han waved his ice wings and wandered on the edge of lightning at a very fast speed. Every time he narrowly avoided the violent lightning attack, and at the same time, he used his speed advantage to continuously close the distance with Lei Tian. Just when Lei Tian thought that Xiao Han would only dodge, Xiao Han suddenly paused and came to a place only 10 meters away from him. Lei Tian grinned. At such a close distance, even if an ordinary soul master opened his defense, he would not be able to withstand the violent lightning attack. Are you desperate or too arrogant? Isn't this courting death? Lei Tian released the power of lightning without hesitation, and the blue-purple lightning rushed towards Xiao Han, who was close at hand like a snake. This time, Xiao Han did not dodge, and a layer of ice crystals quickly condensed around him. Seeing this scene in the air, everyone on the field held their breath. Lei Dong widened his eyes in surprise. Captain, what's the situation with that kid? Is he trying to resist Lei Tian's attack with ice defense? It seems so. I don't know where he got the courage. Yu Xiangxin also felt incredible. You know, that is Lei Tian's 4th soul skill. Even a pure defense soul master of the same level would find it difficult to withstand a direct attack. And Xiao Han's defense is just a layer of ice on the surface of his body. Yu Xiangxin believes that even if Xiao Han has reached the Soul King level, he can't withstand Lei Tian's violent attack. But, a scene that shocked everyone appeared. Xiao Han resolutely met the lightning, and the distance between him and Lei Tian was further shortened. He knew that Lei Tian had the advantage in speed, and only by getting close could he defeat him. When the lightning touched Xiao Han, there were explosions. However, Xiao Han was not injured by the lightning as everyone imagined. The moment he broke through the ice, the bowstring in his hand was fully pulled again. It's over. With a low shout from Xiao Han, the frost arrow cut through the sky and pointed directly at Lei Tian. Although Lei Tian reacted quickly, at such a close distance and in the face of such a strong cold, his movements inevitably slowed down for a moment. It was this insignificant moment that determined the outcome. The frost arrow hit the target and instantly froze Lei Tian's entire body into a crystal-clear ice sculpture. The ice sculpture fell from midair and hit the edge of the stadium heavily, stirring up a piece of ice chips. The whole audience was silent. No one expected that Xiao Han could withstand a violent lightning attack with his ice defense. How is this possible? Is his ice defense so strong? Daimyo Bei, who was watching the game, was incredulous. Oscar also exclaimed, "That ice is too outrageous, isn't it? It's as hard as steel." Tang frowned and shook his head. "No. What you saw may just be an illusion. The real strength is not his ice defense, but his body." "Xiao-san, you mean, he used his body to withstand the lightning attack?" "That's right." After hearing this, Shrek and the others looked at each other. "How is this possible?" "It's entirely possible. I can't explain the reason to you clearly." Tang-san was more convinced that Xiao Han had taken the 8 aniseed mysterious ice grass and the fiery apricot, and trained his golden body. It is even possible that he had taken a Kirin Tongshan chrysanthemum. After more than 2 years of training and absorbing the medicinal effects, his body reached the realm of Vajra indestructibility. Just now, the ice shield provided him with the first line of defense. Therefore, even after the ice defense was broken, he could use his Vajra body to withstand the remaining lightning power. In this way, Xiao Han not only has a powerful ice attack, but also has a very fast flying speed and strong body defense, as well as the ability to limit the opponent's freezing effect. He combines strong attack, agile attack, defense, and control in one, has no obvious weaknesses, and can always stay rational and make the right choices in battle. These are his most terrifying aspects. So far in the promotion match, Thunder Academy has never lost, and its strength is beyond doubt. But who would have thought that they would be so unbearable when facing Xiao Han from Xianshu Academy? Xiao Han defeated 5 people from Thunder Academy in a row by himself, and the strength and wisdom he showed shocked everyone. Everyone at Xianshu Academy was excited. The girls were looking forward to Xiao Han's next performance. They knew that Xiao Han's limit was far more than this, and this battle might just be the beginning of his true strength. With Lei Yan's defeat, the situation at Thunder Academy became more and more serious. The next game will be a greater challenge for them, and it will also be a battle of honor. Soon, the 6th person from Thunder Academy came on the court. This person is the vice captain of the Thunder team, Lei Dong. His martial spirit is the Thunder Spider, a controlled type soul master. Like Yu Xiangxin, his soul power has reached level 43. Xiao Han's soul power has also been consumed after defeating 5 people from the Thunder Academy. However, facing this controlled type soul master, he has enough confidence to quickly defeat him. The contest between the two sides is about to begin. You are indeed very strong, but it is impossible to defeat our Thunder Academy by yourself. I won't let you succeed, really? Your spider web is nothing more than a fragile white paper to me. Xiao Han's voice echoed in the air, with unquestionable domineering. Lei Dong's face changed slightly. He knew that Xiao Han's strength should not be underestimated, but as a vice captain, he also had his own pride and strategy. He flashed, and his martial spirit Thunder Spider instantly possessed him. 8 spider silks flashing with blue and purple electric light extended from his back, weaving a dense spider web in the air, trying to block Xiao Han's actions. However, Xiao Han's actions were faster than his. Almost at the moment when the spider web was formed, he had already soared into the air, completely ignoring the seemingly invulnerable lightning spider web. Xiao Han's figure drew a graceful arc in the air, and at the same time, the second soul skill, 10,000 arrows, was suddenly launched. Those cold arrows, like blue ice rain, with a biting chill, densely shot towards the competition venue. Countless arrows intertwined in the air to form a huge ice net, covering the entire competition venue, leaving Lei Dong nowhere to hide. Lei Dong hurriedly released his defense skills, trying to use the spider web to resist the overwhelming attack. But those cold arrows were like sharp blades, easily cutting through a spider web defense and tearing it to pieces. The moment the arrows landed, they stirred up pieces of frost, and the entire competition venue seemed to be covered by a layer of ice mist. "No, I'm frozen." Lei Dong was wrapped in the biting cold, his vision quickly became blurred, and his movements became stiff. "It's over." Xiao Han's figure flashed in front of Lei Dong like a ghost, and a frost fist directly knocked him out of the field. Chapter 64, 1-7 Thunders. Although Lei Dong tried his best to resist, in front of Xiao Han's absolute strength, all efforts seemed so pale and powerless. With Lei Dong's defeat, the situation of Thunder Academy became more critical. Seeing Xiao Han's wonderful performance on the field, Emperor Zuyu smiled. Thunder Academy is one of the 4 elemental academies, and the power behind it is the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family. As one of the top 3 sects, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family maintains a neutral attitude between the 2 empires of Xiandao and Xingluo, and has not explicitly stated that it will support the Xiandao Empire. The 3 elemental academies of Xianshu, Chihou, and Shenfeng are completely internal forces of the Xiandao Empire. Therefore, Emperor Zuyu hopes to see their 3 elemental academies have a wonderful performance. Xiao Han defeated the 3 War Soul Lords and 3 War Soul sects of Thunder Academy by himself, shocking everyone present. Everyone was shocked by Xiao Han's strength, and at the same time they were full of expectations for his next duel with Yu Xiangxin. Xiao Han stood in the center of the arena, with a calm face, his eyes locked on Yu Xiangxin. Yu Xiangxin, it's your turn. With only one opponent left, Xiao Han was full of confidence. In the previous 6 matches, he mostly used Millennium Soul skills, which did not consume much soul power. Seeing Xiao Han's strength, Yu Xiangxin was a little panicked, and at this time he could only pretend to be calm. Although he had been defeated by Xiao Han last time, as the leader of Thunder Academy, he would never give up easily. Under the gaze of everyone, Yu Xiangxin walked towards the competition venue. Liu Erlong and Yu Xiagang, who were watching the game, were very worried. Yu Xiagang clenched his fists and silently said in his heart, "Xiangxin, come on, let him see how powerful our Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex is." In fact, Yu Xiagang knew very well that there was almost no suspense in the duel between Yu Xiangxin and Xiao Han, and Xiao Han was stronger than he imagined. Even if Yu Xiangxin could get through Xiao Han by chance, he would have to face Shui Yuer and Shui Binger next, and the failure of Thunder Academy was a foregone conclusion. This was also a big blow to Yu Xiangxin's psychology. He was facing greater pressure before he even got on the court. With the referee's announcement, the contest between the 2 sides officially began. Yu Xiangxin was surrounded by lightning. After his arms and hands turned into dragons, he rushed towards Xiao Han with a thunderous force. His eyes released an unyielding light, the sound of the dragon's roar was deafening, and a heart-pounding high-voltage electric field filled the air. Facing Yu Xiangxin's full-strength attack, Xiao Han seemed unusually calm. He knew that the lightning power of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex was enough to crush ordinary Soul Masters to pieces, which was not comparable to the 6 people in front. Xiao Han raised his hands, and soul rings appeared around him. The 2 dazzling black 10,000-year soul rings, compared with a 1,000-year soul ring, seemed deeper and more powerful. Yu Xiangxin's lightning attack was getting closer and closer. Under the attention of everyone, Xiao Han took the lead in launching the 5th soul skill, Blizzard Arrow. The moment the ice arrow cut through the air, it took away the surrounding temperature. A powerful whirlpool of ice and snow suddenly rose up on the field. The ice storm expanded rapidly, completely enveloping Yu Xiangxin's martial soul, the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex. The blue-purple lightning struggled in the violent storm, sometimes flickering, sometimes dimming. The coldness of the ice and snow and the violence of the lightning collided fiercely in this small space, producing a strange and spectacular scene. Everyone held their breath and stared, marveling at this double feast of vision and power. In front of Xiao Han's 10,000-year soul skill, the lightning power of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex seemed to have lost its former majesty and was gradually swallowed up, leaving only a series of unwilling afterglow. Just when everyone thought that this contest would end with the victory of ice and snow, Xiao Han did not stop attacking. A trace of determination flashed in his eyes, and then he launched another 10,000-year soul skill, Ice Explosion Arrow. This skill contains the dual power of freezing and explosion. As Xiao Han's mind moved, a deafening explosion suddenly came from the center of the storm. A dazzling blue light bloomed in the center of the ice storm. Yu Xiangxin rolled several times in the air, and finally fell to the court powerlessly, spitting blood, his face as pale as paper. His arm was injured by the ice explosion, and large pieces of dragon scales fell off, emitting an icy blue cold air. Yu Xiangxin raised his head with difficulty and looked at the figure who was still standing, his eyes full of unwillingness. This time, he lost to Xiao Han again, and it was another complete defeat. The Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex that once made countless people awed seemed so powerless at this moment. "I lost? You are really strong." Yu Xiangxin used up his last strength to say this, and then he collapsed to the ground, and the hope of Thunder Academy was shattered. Xiao Han looked at his teammates from Xianshu Academy and smiled and nodded at them. The girls collectively gave Xiao Han a thumbs up, marveling at his strength, and expressed their appreciation and admiration for him. It was a great feat to complete a 1-on-7 victory against Thunder Academy alone. In the competition before the promotion match, Mo Hongjin of Shrek Academy and Ho Wushuang of Blazing Academy both relied on the advantages of their own fire spirits to defeat the Botanical Academy with 1-against-7. However, compared with Xiao Han's 1-against-7, it was nothing. Liu Erlong and Yu Xiaogang witnessed all this on the viewing platform with mixed feelings. Yu Xiaogang's clenched fist slowly loosened, with both disappointment and relief in his eyes. He knew that the gap in strength could not be made up by will sometimes. But their pride and faith in the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family did not waver in the slightest. In the VIP seats, Emperor Zuya could not hide his joy and smiled. Master Ning, if I remember correctly, looking at the entire Douluo continent, it has been a long time since there has been such an outstanding young man like Xiao Han. Your Majesty is right. Xiao Han is indeed a rare genius spirit master. This time, Ning Fengzi was also completely conquered by Xiao Han. The Platinum Bishop Cirrus on the side still half closed his eyes, but his heart was already murderous. The powerful Xiao Han has become the biggest threat to the Spirit Hall Academy team's championship. We must find a way to stop him. After the game, Xiao Han was surrounded by girls as soon as he returned to the team. Our little junior brother is really amazing. He blew up the Thunder Academy alone. Our previous worries were unnecessary. Yes, little junior brother, you are really amazing. Our Xianshu Academy lost to the Thunder Academy in the previous 3 Soul Master competitions. This time we completed the revenge. It's so satisfying. Little junior brother has made the greatest contribution. The girls praised Xiao Han one by one, making him feel embarrassed. Lin Zhiruo said, okay, stop praising Xiao Han. His tail is about to rise to the sky. The revenge of Thunder Academy is the result of everyone's joint efforts. Go back and rest first, there will be a game tomorrow. Lin Zhiruo knew that a big tree attracts the wind, and Xiao Han may have been targeted by the Spirit Hall. Chapter 65, You are asking for trouble again, you bastard. On the way back to the barracks, Tang San and his group were silent. They all knew very well that if it was Shrek Academy that met Xianshu Academy today, they might lose the game just like Thunder Academy. Xiao Han was too difficult to deal with, not to mention that he had teammates with strong strength such as Schwabinger. Daimubei whispered in Tang San's ear, Xiao-san, have you ever thought about what would happen if we met Xianshu Academy? Tang San's face was gloomy. Of course he had thought about this question. In a one-on-one battle, Xiao Ao's flying assistance is useless. Except for Fatty, none of us have the ability to fly. It's okay when we meet other opponents, but when we meet Xiao Han and Schwabinger, we will be particularly passive? Yes, that's exactly what I'm worried about. Xiao Han and Schwabinger's skills both have freezing restrictions. If they attack the ground from the air, it will be hard to defend against, which is also the most troublesome. That's right. Their advantage is more obvious than those spirit masters with flying abilities in the Divine Wind Academy. Tang San and Daimubei both realized that if they met Xianshu Academy in the promotion match, it would be difficult for them to win. Boss Dai, you don't have to worry too much. The finals are still about the cooperation of 7 people. Rongrong and Xiao Ao's assistance can be used. When facing them, we will have no disadvantages. Yeah, that's right. The two regained their confidence. After returning to the barracks, Yu Xiaogang gathered several people. The draw results are out. Your opponent tomorrow is the Thunder Academy that lost today. Hearing this result, Tang San and his friends were a little excited. Ma Hongjin said, finally, we have met a team that is a bit challenging. Let's have a great fight tomorrow. Daimubei and Tang San smiled at each other and said confidently, the Thunder Academy is unlucky. They are going to lose 2 games in a row. Yu Xiaogang reminded, don't underestimate the enemy. You have seen the performance of the 7 members of the Thunder team today. In fact, they are not weak, especially the captain Yu Xiangxin and the deputy captain Lei Dong. It's just that they met a strong opponent. Yes, master. Next, Yu Xiaogang arranged the order of appearance for tomorrow. The next day, the promotion match continued. Today, Xianshu Academy's opponent is Shenfeng Academy. Shenfeng Academy has not lost in the promotion match and is regarded by everyone as a strong team that can compete with Xianshu Academy. However, to everyone's surprise, Shenfang Academy actually gave up directly. They believed that even if they tried their best, they could not defeat Xianshu Academy, so there was no need to fight. The match between Thunder Academy and Shrek Academy became another heavyweight duel today, and was scheduled to be the finale. What everyone didn't expect was that Shrek Academy defeated Thunder Academy very easily, and Tang San didn't even appear. In this game, Xiao Wu was injured in order to defeat Lei Dong. In order to vent Xiao Wu's anger, Tang San signaled Mu Bei, who was next to play, to take ruthless action and severely injured Lei Dong, making him unable to participate in the subsequent finals. This act of revenge made everyone even more disgusted with the Shrek team. After the game, a draw was held. Lin Zhiruo returned to the barracks and brought the news to everyone. Your opponent tomorrow is Shrek Academy. They performed well in the match against Thunder Academy today, and Tang San, the strongest player in the team, has not yet appeared. What do you think about tomorrow's match? Xiao Han stepped forward and said, those people from Shrek call themselves monsters. Although they have some strength, most of them have bad intentions, especially that little scoundrel and the hypocritical Uzaya gang. You also saw today that Lei Dong was seriously injured by them. In order to prevent everyone from being plotted against by them, let me go on the court first. Shui Yuer smiled and joked, Junior brother, do you want to beat 7 again? I do have this idea, but I'm afraid they will admit defeat and give up the match early. Shui Binger said, it can be seen that Shrek Academy is ambitious, and they are deliberately hiding their strength. I think they should have regarded our Xianshu Academy as one of the most threatening opponents in the finals, and they may not give up the match tomorrow. Xiao Han grinned. It's good that they don't give up the match, let's teach them a lesson. Lin Zhiruo took over. Xiao Han, you should not underestimate the enemy. Today, Shrek Academy was able to easily defeat Thunder Academy. In addition to their own strength, Uzaya Gang's deployment of troops also played a big role. I have carefully observed that the Battle Soul Masters of the Shrek team are all at the level of Battle Soul Sect, and their abilities are diverse, which will be more difficult to deal with than Thunder Academy. Don't worry, Mom. In addition to me, there are Binger and the senior sisters. The victory will definitely belong to us. I believe in you, but I just remind you not to be careless. Okay, I know. Then, Lin Zhiruo made arrangements for the lineup. Xiao Han was the first to appear, followed by Shui Binger, Yu Harao and others. On the other side, Tang San and his friends were still immersed in the joy of defeating Thunder Academy, and Uzaya Gang suddenly brought bad news. Children, the draw results are out. Your opponent tomorrow is Xianshu Academy. Xianshu Academy. Hearing these 4 words, the expressions of several people suddenly became solemn. Uzaya again continued, you have also seen the strength of Xianshu College. In the one-on-one promotion match, they are the team that performed the best. So, for tomorrow's match, I suggest you give up. Tang San stood up. No. Teacher, we can't give up. Xianshu College is our potential opponent in the finals. We have already given up in the preliminaries. Therefore, we have not played against them until now. I think we should go out to play, adapt in advance, and summarize the combat experience. Dai Mubei echoed, Master, I agree with Xiaozhen's point of view. Xianshu College may be one of the biggest obstacles on our way to winning the championship, just like Wuhan Hall College. Although they have advantages, this is only a promotion match after all. We can't play the overall strength of the team. Even if we lose the game, we can accept it. Mo Hongjin was also very dissatisfied. Yes, Master, we have met Xianshu College twice, and we took the initiative to admit defeat before the game. It seems too cowardly, Master, let us play. Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuking, Tai Long and others also wanted to play. Uzaya Gang nodded slightly. I understand your thoughts, but I still say that sometimes giving up appropriately is also a good strategy. Teacher, I know that 2 consecutive surrenders will give them a psychological advantage, so that they will look down on us and pay the price for their arrogance. But we still want to fight. Seeing that Tang San and his friends were so determined, Uzaya Gang didn't say anything more. Well, you will fight tomorrow. The order of appearance is Tai Long, Jing Ling, Ma Hongjin, Zhu Zhuking, Xiao Wu, Mu Bai, and Xiao San will be the last to appear. Understood. Tang San and his friends are looking forward to the biggest challenge since the Soul Master competition. Chapter 66, Easily Crush. The promotion match continued. The match between Xianshu College and Shrek College was the 7th match of the day. In the previous match, Lei Dong, the vice captain of Thunder College, was unable to play, and they eventually lost to the Divine Wind College led by Feng Xiaoshan. So far, Xianshu College has maintained a perfect record. Shrek and Divine Wind College have only lost one match each, tied for second and third place. Thunder College lost 2 matches, and Blazing College lost 3 matches, but they are still in the top 5. Soon it was the turn of Xianshu College to face off against Shrek College. This matchup attracted everyone's attention. The teams whose matches had already ended did not leave, but stayed to watch the contest between their 2 colleges. Students from other colleges were talking about it. Xianshu Academy finally has another challenger. Although the Shrek team has some strength, it still has no chance of winning against the stronger Xianshu team. Yes, I agree with you. The 2 Battle Soul Kings of Xianshu Academy are too strong, and they also have the ability to fly. This advantage is too important. The girls of the Botanical Academy were all indignant. Isn't that fat guy from Shrek very arrogant? Let the people of the Xianshu team deal with him today. It's not just that fat guy. There are many ruthless people in their team. They really deserve a beating. Yeah, I've heard about it too. In the preliminaries of the Soul Master competition, they repeatedly hit their opponents hard, even beat them into idiots, and yesterday they seriously injured the vice captain of the Thunder team. Is this still a competition? At such a young age, they are so violent. No wonder everyone says they may become evil Soul Masters in the future. Okay, the competition is about to start. Let's watch it carefully. The students of both sides are slowly walking towards the competition venue. The first to appear from Shrek Academy is Tai Long, a level 38 strong attack system battle Soul Master. Tai Long is a pure power type Soul Master. His attack power is not strong and his speed is not fast, but his powerful strength makes his body defense extremely abnormal and has a strong ability to resist attacks. In the duel with Thunder Academy, Tai Long relied on his meat shield to withstand the opponent's attacks again and again, exhausting the opponent's soul power and winning. Uzia Gang sent him to play first, just to let him consume the Xianshu team. Before Tai Long came on the court, Uzia Gang had already instructed him to try to delay the opponent. Under the gaze of everyone, Xiao Han also came on the court. Most people did not expect that the first person to play in Xianshu Academy was Xiao Han. Uzia Gang frowned, and a bad premonition quietly surged into his heart. But things have calmed to this point, so he can only deal with it calmly. On the court, Xiao Han and Tai Long looked at each other. Before the 2 martial spirits and soul rings were released, Tai Long had already felt an invisible pressure. Xiao Han's soul power reached level 57, which was nearly 20 levels higher than Tai Long. The cold eyes revealed a hint of murderous intent, which made Tai Long shudder. Tai Long couldn't help but feel an unprecedented fear in his heart. The invisible pressure emanating from Xiao Han was as heavy as a mountain, making him almost breathless. I am a member of Shrek and a recognized meat shield in the academy. How can I be afraid before the battle? This self-motivation seemed to have little effect. Tai Long's eyes met Xiao Han again, and the fear surged again like a tide, washing away the confidence he had finally built up. In Xiao Han's eyes, in addition to murderous intent, there was also a kind of heart-pounding calmness. Fine beads of sweat began to seep out of Tai Long's forehead, and his breathing became rapid. I can't be scared like this. Tai Long tried to mobilize all his strength to make himself look more ferocious, so as to cover up the fear in his heart. But his body seemed to be out of control, his movements were stiff, and even the release of his martial spirit became slow. Tyrone, hold on. In the audience, the teachers and students of Shrek Academy noticed Tyrone's abnormality, and they showed worried looks on their faces. Uzia Gang frowned even more. He understood that Tyrone's mentality had already become problematic, which was undoubtedly a huge disadvantage for the next game. With the release of the martial spirits and spirit rings of both sides, the game officially began. After Tyrone's powerful gorilla martial spirit possessed him, he turned into a ferocious monster, and his confidence increased greatly. Although he was facing the powerful Xiao Han, Tyrone's eyes had become more determined. However, this determination soon became pale and powerless. Xiao Han could easily control a simple-minded, slow-moving big guy like Tyrone. Xiao Han's body did not move, but there was a chill around him. The third spirit ring and the first spirit ring shone with dazzling light at the same time. Under the resonance of these 2 spirit rings, Xiao Han's breath rose in vain, and a heart-pounding chill filled the air. The first spirit skill, Frost Shooting, started. Under the amplification of the third soul skill, The deceleration, freezing and damage effects of the frost shot have been greatly improved. This time, Xiao Han did not want to use the impact of the frost shot to blast the big guy out of the field, but to consume him with cold air. The speed of the cold light was so fast that it almost exceeded the limit of the naked eye, and it was directed at Talong. Talong's confidence, which had just been gathered, had not yet been fully transformed into action, and he was hit by this sudden attack. The frost shot hit his powerful gorilla martial soul. In an instant, a layer of crystal clear frost spread at an astonishing speed and attached to the surface of the powerful gorilla. This coldness not only invaded Talong's body, but also invaded his soul, forcing him to concentrate on mobilizing every bit of soul power in his body to resist the coldness that almost froze his soul. Talong could clearly feel that as time went by, his soul power to maintain his body temperature and martial soul form was being consumed at an astonishing rate. Talong was shivering with cold and curled up on the field. There was an uproar on the viewing platform. Looking at Talong's appearance, it seemed as if they were the ones who were frozen. The teachers and students of Shrek Academy looked solemn, and the atmosphere was extremely tense. Uzia Gang's eyes became even deeper. He knew that long-term freezing was a great test for Talong's body and soul power. If he could not escape in time, he might suffer irreversible damage. An unyielding will surged in the heart of the frozen Talong. He began to frantically mobilize the remaining soul power in his body, trying to find an opportunity to break through the ice. However, all efforts were futile in the face of absolute strength. Talong soon stopped moving, his body as stiff as a stone. Obviously, Talong's soul power was almost consumed. Uzia Gang suddenly felt that the situation was not good, and shouted loudly, "Mr. Referee, Shrek Academy admits defeat, and a substitution is on the field." Uzia Gang was worried that if it continued like this, Talong would be frostbitten and affect future games. So, he took the initiative to admit defeat and stop the game. Xiao Han restrained his soul power. Tyrone was still trembling and frightened, and was helped out of the competition venue by Wang Yuan. Chapter 67 Uzia Gang, do you still have the nerve to protest? The second person to play in Shrek Academy was Jingling, a level 35 agility attack war soul master, whose martial soul was a skeleton. This guy had a gloomy face and didn't look like a good person. In the previous game, his methods were also cruel and he had seriously injured his opponent. Before he played, Uzia Gang specifically told him to fight with Xiao Han with speed to consume Xiao Han's soul and physical strength. With the referee's announcement, the battle between the two sides officially began. Xiao Han's body shook, and he released his handing bow and arrow martial soul and the ice wings. A powerful momentum burst out from his body, as if to freeze the entire arena. Jingling on the opposite side also released his skeleton martial soul and 3 soul rings, 2 yellow and 1 purple, and prepared for battle. Xiao Han didn't look at him directly, but rushed into the sky like an arrow from a bow, and instantly arrived above the arena. The second soul skill, 10,000 arrows, started. The familiar scene appeared again. Countless cold arrows, with a piercing chill, poured down like a rainstorm, instantly covering the entire competition venue. Jingling's face suddenly changed when he saw this. The ice crystal arrows were so fast and powerful that he had no time to dodge. He could only try his best to mobilize the soul power in his body, trying to shuttle through the rain of arrows at a faster speed, looking for a glimmer of hope. However, Xiao Han's arrows seemed endless, and each one contained a terrifying ice power, leaving Jingling nowhere to hide. An extremely cold ice mist suddenly filled the stadium, tightly enveloping Jingling. Under the restriction of the freezing effect, Jingling's speed became slow and cumbersome, and he could no longer dodge the attack as agilely as before. At this moment, Xiao Han flashed and swooped down like a ghost. His fists and feet condensed the power of ice, becoming as hard as iron and icy cold. With a waving of the ice wings, Xiao Han's fists and feet bombarded Jingling like a violent storm. With a loud bang, Jingling was blasted out of the competition venue by Xiao Han like a kite with a broken string, and fell heavily to the ground. Jingling's limbs were broken, blood was spitting out of his mouth, his face was as pale as paper, he wailed in pain, and he had completely lost his fighting ability. Seeing this scene, the people of Shrek were very angry. Uzia Gang shouted, "Referee, I protest. Is this a normal game? This is not a game, it's simply murder." Flanders also shouted loudly. Xiao Han stood there, looking at the group of people from Shrek with contempt on his face. You Shrek Academy still have the nerve to protest? How many people from the second team of Xiandao Royal Academy, Kanghu Academy, and Leiting Academy have been seriously injured by you? Everyone has the right to protest, except you. You are not as skilled as others, and you have no self-awareness. You deserve to be beaten. Xiao Han's words made everyone from Shrek speechless. Lei Dong was seriously injured by Daimyo Bei. It happened on the field yesterday. Everyone saw it. Students from other colleges and universities started to discuss. Xiao Han is right. What right does Shrek Academy have to protest? They reap the fruits of their own actions. They deserve it. That's right. Someone finally taught them a lesson. The referee immediately announced, fists and feet have no eyes. Injuries are inevitable in the game. Shrek Academy's protest is invalid. The game continues. Xiao Han nodded to Lin Zhiruo and Shui Binger, signaling them not to worry. Those people from Shrek were completely angry. The next person to play will be Mo Hongjin. That kid is too arrogant. Let him have a taste of my evil fire. Mo Hongjin rubbed his hands, his eyes bursting with anger. He thought his evil fire was very powerful and had long wanted to compete with Xiao Han. Tang-san patted Mo Hongjin on the shoulder and reminded him, Fatty, don't be careless. He may not be afraid of any fire, and your evil fire is no exception. How is it possible? This is evil fire. You are right to listen to me. Try to transform your fire into physical attacks. Okay, I know. Mo Hongjin went on stage after he finished speaking. He glared at Xiao Han as soon as he came on. How dare you seriously injure my teammates? I will not let you go. Get ready to bear my phoenix wrath. Xiao Han sneered. A mutant chicken, still calling yourself a phoenix all day long. You are too shameless, right? In front of me, you can only be helpless and furious. Humph. Mine is the evil fire phoenix. It's a phoenix, not a chicken. Mo Hongjin hated it most when people said that his martial spirit was a chicken. He was so angry at Xiao Han that he released his turkey martial spirit and 3 soul rings, 2 yellow and 1 purple, before the referee announced. Almost at the same time, Xiao Han also released his martial spirit and soul rings. The spectators in the stands held their breath, looking forward to this battle of ice and fire. Mo Hongjin took the lead in launching the attack. With a sudden flash of the first soul ring, he spewed out a flame from his mouth, and the flame instantly turned into a line of fire, shooting straight at Xiao Han. Xiao Han was not afraid at all, and did not dodge, directly pulling the bowstring to full. The first soul skill, frost shooting, was fired instantly. The ice blue arrow hit the line of fire with a harsh whistling sound. The moment the two forces collided, there was a loud bang. Just as Mo Hongjin was about to launch another attack, Xiao Han's figure had come in front of him like a ghost. Frost shooting was launched again. A burst of extremely cold air rushed towards him. Mo Hongjin reacted quickly and released his second soul skill, increasing the power of the flame by 30%. An extremely hot evil fire instantly enveloped the ice blue arrow. Mo Hongjin tried to resist Xiao Han's attack with the increased firepower. However, he overestimated his evil fire. Even though the power of the flame increased by 30%, he still felt a biting cold. The frost arrow broke through the evil fire and shot straight at him. Seeing that the situation was not good, Mo Hongjin quickly released his third soul skill and immediately soared into the sky. This soul skill gave him a short-term flying ability, and at the same time, the power of the flame instantly increased by 100%, and the attack range increased by 50%. At this time, Mo Hongjin's flame attack had already been launched, and the blazing flame in the air was rushing towards Xiao Han like an overwhelming force. Do you think that this level of flame can withstand my Zhanbing? It's still far away, Xiao Han said, flapping his wings and flying directly to Mo Hongjin in the air. What was shocking was that Xiao Han actually ignored the seemingly extremely hot flame and passed through it directly. When the blue figure appeared again, Mo Hongjin broke out in a cold sweat. How is this possible? My phoenix flame has been amplified by 100%. Xiao Han broke through the flames and released the bowstring in his hand. The first soul skill, frost shooting, was launched again. The ice blue arrow shot directly at Mo Hongjin. Mo Hongjin hurriedly waved his wings to block it, but it was too late at such a close distance. A scream resounded throughout the entire stadium. Mo Hongjin's body drew a long parabola in the air and finally slammed hard on the hard ground. The ice blue arrow pierced his wings and his chest, and blood flowed, staining his clothes and the surrounding land red. His face turned pale, his eyes were dull, and blood hung from the corners of his mouth. The whole person looked extremely weak. as if he was about to die. Chapter 68, Bad Taste, fell in love with a piece of junk. Ma Hongjin was more seriously injured than Jingling. If he was not treated in time, his life might be in danger. The teachers and students of Shrek rushed over. The crowd watching the game cried out in surprise. They were all shocked by this scene. In this battle of ice and fire, Xiao Han once again defeated his opponent and injured Ma Hongjin so badly. Several people from Shrek Academy came to Ma Hongjin and treated him. Looking at Ma Hongjin's miserable condition, they couldn't accept this fact. Ma Hongjin was one of their important fighting forces, but now he ended up like this, which made them full of anger and unwillingness. In the last duel, they protested once and were ruled invalid. Although Yu Xiaogang was extremely angry, he did not protest again. After all, Ma Hongjin was inferior to others in skills. Tang San clenched his fists, and his eyes flashed with a fierce light. He looked at Xiao Han, his heart full of murderous intent. If Xiao Han could not be eliminated, then Shrek Academy would have a harder time in the next game. Xiao Han stood there, looking at Ma Hongjin coldly, without any sympathy or pity on his face. Is this the evil fire you are so proud of? It's nothing more than that. Hearing Xiao Han's ridicule, Ma Hongjin became even more angry and unwilling. You, Ma Hongjin's voice trembled, but he could no longer speak a complete sentence. Xiao Han ignored him, but looked at the other people from Shrek Academy and said disdainfully, "You are not my opponent. Admit defeat as soon as possible, so as not to be beaten." Admit defeat? Don't even think about it. Several main players of the Shrek team looked at each other, their eyes full of anger. Now, their goal is no longer to defeat Xianshu Academy, but to defeat or even seriously injure Xiao Han and avenge Ma Hongjin. Daimyo said angrily, "Don't be so arrogant. Everything you did to us today, I will make you pay back tenfold, 100-fold. Xiao Han smiled disdainfully. Do you have the strength? You are just as stubborn as that fat guy who doesn't know his own limits, and you are just incompetent and furious. You?" Daimyo was speechless. Yu Xiaogang said, "Mube, stop talking. Zhu King is ready to go on stage?" "Yes, master." Although Xiao Han defeated 3 people from Shrek Academy in succession, his soul power was also consumed. Yu Xiaogang didn't want to give Xiao Han a chance to breathe. Zhu King was ready to go on stage, and Daimyo reminded her with some concern, "Zhu King, be careful." "Yes." Then, Zhu King went on stage and stood directly opposite Xiao Han. Zhu King is also a spirit master of the agility attack system, with extremely fast speed and good attack power. She was originally cold, and after going on stage to oppose Xiao Han, the aura around her instantly became condensed like frost, and her eyes were as sharp as an eagle, locked on Xiao Han, without a trace of emotional fluctuations. Xiao Han looked Zhu King up and down, with a playful smile on his lips. "You have a good look and figure, and you are no less beautiful than my beautiful senior sisters. It's a pity that you have a bad taste and fell in love with a woman who loves eating, drinking, whoring and gambling." Zhu King didn't answer, but bit her lip with some grievance. She knew that Xiao Han was referring to Daimyo. Not far away, Daimyo looked at Xiao Han on the stage angrily, wondering what he said to Zhu King. From the look of him, it seemed that he was teasing Zhu King with words. "Asshole. What did that guy say to Zhu King?" The game on the field officially began. Zhu King's figure turned into a black lightning, and almost in the blink of an eye, she was close to Xiao Han. Xiao Han reacted very quickly and flew into the air in an instant. Even with the body of a diamond, he was unwilling to fight with the extremely fast Zhu King on the field, as it would consume too much energy. Xiao Han launched his first soul skill, frost shooting, from the air to the competition field. The arrow was not aimed at Zhu King, but shot directly at the ground. The ice blue arrow hit the ground and spread instantly, filling the entire field with frost. Zhu King immediately felt a bone-chilling chill and had to use her soul power to resist the invasion of the cold. Xiao Han looked down at Zhu King below in midair. His wings flapped gently, maintaining a suspended posture, with a smile of confidence on his face. He was not in a hurry to continue attacking, but used this brief interval to close his eyes and concentrate, mobilizing the soul power in his body, trying to recover the previous consumption as soon as possible. Among the students watching the game, discussions arose. Everyone was surprised at Xiao Han's completely different attitude towards Zhu King. What's wrong with Xiao Han? He seemed to be merciful to that girl. Is it because she is a beauty that he is soft-hearted? Don't be ridiculous. This is a competition. Xiao Han will not let his opponent go just because of his appearance. Looking at the situation on the field, Daimyo Bei's eyes were as sharp as a knife. Damn it. I'm going to kill him. No, this is indeed his evil plan. Tang San frowned and quickly analyzed the situation on the field. He immediately understood Xiao Han's intention. He is using the cold air to bother Zhu Qing as a cover, but in fact he is taking the opportunity to recover his soul power. Xiao San is right. Yu Xiaogang also felt bad. He knew that once Xiao Han fully recovered, it would be a huge threat to Shrek Academy. But at this time, Zhu Qiang couldn't stop Xiao Han at all. She was out of reach, and no matter how sharp her attack was, it would not pose any threat to Xiao Han in the air. After understanding Xiao Han's intention, several people in Shrek were anxious. Daimyo Bei asked, Master, what should we do? Are we just going to watch him recover his soul power? Oscar expressed doubt. This is his fourth game. No matter what, he has consumed a lot of soul power. Can he recover in such a short time? He can do it. Don't underestimate him. Tang San knew that Xiao Han had taken the fairy grass, and his soul power recovery was much faster than that of ordinary soul masters. With his strength, even if he only recovered a large part, it would be very impressive. Tang San continued, I now suspect that he has another purpose, to defeat our entire Shrek team by himself. What? Does he have that strength? We Shrek are not vegetarians. That's right. Daimyo Bei and Xiao Wu were very angry. Yu Xiaogang suddenly said loudly, Referee, we Shrek Academy admit defeat in this game, and change players. Seeing that there was no way out, Yu Xiaogang took the initiative to admit defeat again to prevent Xiao Han from recovering his soul power. Zhu Qiang was able to escape unscathed. Xiao Han landed on the field, folded his wings, and prepared to welcome the next opponent. At this time, his soul power had recovered to about 90%. As soon as Zhu Qiang came to the team, Daimyo Bei couldn't wait to ask, what did that bastard say to you? Nothing. Zhu Qiang didn't give Daimyo Bei a good look, which made Daimyo Bei hate Xiao Han even more. The next player to play was Xiao Wu, and Tang San was a little worried. Xiao Wu, you must be careful, do things within your ability, and don't try to overdo it. Brother, don't worry, nothing will happen. Xiao Wu walked towards the competition venue calmly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 69 Severely Injured Xiao Wu, you have a way to die. Xiao Wu stepped into the competition venue lightly. Facing the powerful Xiao Han, she pretended to be calm and showed no fear. She imagined that her unique charm and teleportation skills might cause Xiao Han a lot of trouble. However, no matter how powerful the skills are, they must hit the target to be effective. Therefore, she had to find a way to get Xiao Han into close combat. So, she looked at Xiao Han and deliberately provoked him. You are indeed very strong, but most of it is based on your flying advantage. What's the point of hiding in the sky? If you have the guts, come down and fight me head-on. Xiao Wu's voice was crisp and powerful, penetrating the chill on the field and hitting Xiao Han's eardrums. Faced with her provocation, Xiao Han was disdainful. Another stubborn person, do you really think your charm and teleportation skills can do anything to me? Too naive, Xiao Han didn't want to waste time talking to Xiao Wu, and he released his martial spirit and spirit ring directly after speaking. A strong chill and a huge sense of oppression came without warning, making Xiao Wu shudder. Xiao Wu also instantly released her martial spirit and spirit ring, entering a combat state. The contest between the two sides officially began. Xiao Wu immediately activated her second spirit skill, Charm, in an attempt to take the initiative. Xiao Wu's eyes suddenly became unusually bright, releasing a pink light, and a subtle arc appeared at the corner of her mouth, revealing an alluring charm. The air seemed to be filled with a faint fragrance. Xiao Han felt a mental impact, but was not afraid at all. His spirit power was nearly 20 levels higher than Xiao Wu's, and his mental power was also much higher than hers. This level of charm could not threaten him. Suddenly, Xiao Han's eyes suddenly opened, and the cold light flashed, breaking through Xiao Wu's charm light, and a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. A trifle, Xiao Han snorted coldly. Even if I don't fly into the air, I can still beat you. You asked for it. After Xiao Han finished speaking, the fifth spirit ring on his body suddenly lit up. The 5th spirit skill Blizzard Arrow was instantly activated. In an instant, the entire stadium was filled with howling winds and flying snowflakes, forming a blizzard that covered the sky and the sun. Xiao Wu was in this sudden blizzard, her vision was blocked and her movements were restricted. She was shocked, knowing that she was in a very dangerous situation at the moment, and tried to mobilize her soul power and use the teleportation skill to escape from this deadly area. However, in this blizzard, her speed was limited, like struggling in a quagmire, in vain. She gritted her teeth, endured the fear in her heart and the pain in her body, and concentrated all her strength on her fists, ready to meet Xiao Han's attack. Even if it was an egg hitting a stone, she had to do her best. At this moment, Xiao Han was like a wild horse that had broken free from its reins. With the cover of the blizzard, he rushed towards Xiao Wu at lightning speed. His hands and feet were covered with a thick layer of ice, flashing with a cold light. Then, a series of dense and heavy punches and kicks rang out in the blizzard. People outside the field could not see what was happening in the blizzard. Xiao Wu felt an irresistible force coming one after another. Every collision made her body feel like being hit by a hammer, and her bones made a crisp sound as they could not bear the weight. She tried her best to resist, but Xiao Han's attack was too swift and powerful, and the power was far beyond her imagination. Her agility and toughness, which she was proud of, seemed so pale and powerless at this moment. Referee, stop the game. We admit defeat. Tang San saw that the situation was not good and shouted loudly. Bang! With a loud bang, Xiao Wu's body was like a kite with a broken string. The whole person was thrown out of the field by the huge impact force and fell heavily on the edge of the field. Xiao Wu, Tang San rushed towards Xiao Wu like crazy, and the other Shrek people rushed over. At this time, Xiao Wu's limbs were broken and she was vomiting blood. She was in the same miserable state as Jingling. Tang San was heartbroken and looked at Xiao Han angrily. You dared to seriously injure Xiao Wu, you are already seeking death, little punk, stop being so arrogant, I will deal with you later. Xiao Han turned around and ignored the people from Shrek. He nodded to the teachers and teammates of Xianshu College, indicating that they don't have to worry. Then he closed his eyes and concentrated, taking advantage of this short break to recover his soul power to deal with Daimyo Bei and Tang San. Seeing Xiao Wu's miserable state on the sidelines, everyone was shocked. Xiao Wu and Zhu Zhuqing were both girls, but they were treated differently by Xiao Han. Zhu Zhuqing was unharmed, but Xiao Wu was seriously injured. Discussions came one after another, and the entire competition venue was instantly boiling. Oh my god, Xiao Han's strength is so terrifying. Xiao Wu is the one with the strongest strength in the Shrek team, after Daimyo Bei and Tang San, but he beat her like this. This Xiao Han is so cruel, he hit a girl so hard, he doesn't know how to be gentle with women at all, but why did he let the girl go before? Yeah, it's so strange. Xiao Han defeated the 5 people from Shrek Academy by himself. Next it's the turn of the 2 fighting soul sect and their team. Does he want to defeat 7 people at once? It's very likely. Don't forget that he has defeated 7 people from Thunder Academy at once. Shrek Academy is not a pushover. The 2 strongest ones haven't played yet. The next game should be even more exciting, in the VIP seats. Ning Fengzi looked solemn. He was shocked by Xiao Han's strength, and at the same time he sympathized with the experience of Shrek Academy. At this time, Xiao Wu was carefully carried to the sidelines by Tang San and several other Shrek people. Seeing her horrible condition of broken limbs and spitting blood, Tang San felt as if his heart was broken. Xiao Wu, bear with me for a while. I will definitely avenge you. Xiao Wu opened her eyes with difficulty, looked at the anxious eyes of Tang San and other companions, and forced a smile. I'm fine. Don't worry. Liu Erlong clenched his fists, his eyes were full of anger, and he wanted to rush onto the field immediately to avenge Xiao Wu. Damn it. That damned little bastard actually hurt Xiao Wu so badly. I'm going to kill him. Erlong, don't get excited yet, the game isn't over yet. Yes, teacher Erlong, calm down. With my dad here, Xiao Wu and the others will be fine. They just have to endure some physical pain for the time being. Seeing Xiao Wu's horrible condition, Ning Rongrong shed tears of distress. Jiangzhu quickly released her martial spirit to give Xiao Wu a preliminary treatment. Yu Xiaogang looked at Xiao Han's back and reminded him, Mu Bei, hurry up and get on the court. Don't give him a chance to catch his breath. Okay, that's what I meant. Before Daimyo Bei finished speaking, he resolutely walked towards the competition venue. Xiao Han turned around and looked at Daimyo Bei, who was coming aggressively, with the cold light in his eyes. There was no doubt that this guy was also looking for trouble. Chapter 70 Beating Daimyo. Daimyo stepped into the arena, looking directly at Xiao Han. As the eldest of the Shrek Seven Devils, he knew the responsibility he shouldered. He not only had to avenge Jingling, Mo Hongjin and Xiao Wu, but also had to defend the dignity of Shrek. Xiao Han, you seriously injured my teammates, I want to seek justice for them. Daimyo's voice was low and powerful, and he seemed to be fearless. Xiao Han's mouth curled up with a disdainful sneer. The gap in strength between you and me cannot be made up by a few lofty words. Since you are looking for abuse, I will fulfill your wish. As soon as the voice fell, the two released their martial arts at the same time. Daimyo's body shook, and his whole body seemed to be wrapped in golden light. A majestic momentum surged out of his body, shaking the entire arena. A huge white tiger phantom suddenly appeared behind him, and an invisible pressure spread around. As Xiao Han's soul power surged, an aura completely different from Daimyo began to spread. Xiao Han's body was enveloped by a layer of light blue light, with an endless and sharp chill. Then, the crystal clear, cold light Zhenbing bow and arrow appeared between his hands. The appearance of this Zhenbing bow and arrow caused the temperature of the entire arena to drop sharply. Xiao Han slowly raised this Zhenbing bow and arrow in his hand, aiming the arrow tip at Daimyo, flashing with cold light, like the gaze of the god of death. Daimyo, are you ready to be beaten? Xiao Han's voice was low and cold, and every word was like an ice cone, piercing Daimyo's heart. Daimyo clenched his fists, his eyes blazing with anger. He naturally knew that in this limited space arena, Xiao Han's freezing restrictions were unstoppable. However, for the dignity of himself and Shrek Academy, he had to face the challenge. Roar! Daimyo suddenly shouted angrily and directly released his third soul skill, White Tiger King Kong Transformation. The muscles on his body swelled rapidly, and black horizontal lines appeared on his skin. Under the amplification of this soul skill, the resistance to abnormal states, attack power, defense power and strength during the half-hour transformation time were doubled at the same time. Then, a ball of milky white light spewed out from his mouth and rushed straight towards Xiao Han. That was his second soul skill, White Tiger Fierce Light Wave. This is a long-range attack skill that can avoid close combat with Xiao Han. Facing the menacing white light ball, Xiao Han's first and third soul rings flashed at the same time. With a flick of his finger, the frost arrow that was ready to be fired was directly shot out. The arrow drew a perfect arc in the air. Wherever it passed, the air seemed to be frozen, leaving a trail of fine frost. The frost arrow collided with a white light ball in the air, erupting with a deafening roar. Xiao Han's attack did not stop. As he flapped his wings and flew, the second soul ring on his body suddenly flashed. The second soul skill, thousands of arrows, fired instantly. Countless ice blue arrows poured down in the direction of Daimyo like a meteor shower. At this critical moment, Daimyo quickly activated his first soul skill, White Tiger Body Barrier. A circle of white light shield enveloped his entire body, trying to use it to resist the attack of those arrows. However, he underestimated the power of Xiao Han's second soul skill. Xiao Han moved his mind, and dozens of arrows instantly changed direction, merged into one, and hit the white light shield fiercely. A scream came out of Daimyo's mouth. The sharp ice arrows not only pierced the white light shield, but also pierced Daimyo's body. However, Daimyo did not succumb to this. He endured the severe pain in his body and used his fourth soul skill, White Tiger Meteor Shower. Countless fist-sized golden light balls, with his body as the center, were fired towards Xiao Han in the air. Daimyo's soul skill is similar to Xiao Han's 10,000 arrows, which can be used as a range attack skill or form a cumulative shooting effect for single attack. As the golden balls of light flew towards Xiao Han, they suddenly gathered together and turned into a huge ball of light, seemingly locking onto Xiao Han. Xiao Han looked calm. As the fourth soul ring suddenly flashed, the 10,000-year soul skill ice explosion arrow was instantly launched. The arrow collided with a golden ball of light, and a deafening roar erupted. Before the roar stopped, Xiao Han's figure appeared above Daimyo's head like a ghost, and his Zhenbing bow and arrow in his hand condensed again. The first soul skill, Frost Shooting, was launched again. Seeing this, Daimyo was frightened and broke out in a cold sweat. He was already seriously injured, and although he tried his best to resist, he was still powerless under Xiao Han's sudden attack. Another scream came out of Daimyo's mouth. The cold arrow pierced his chest directly. This time, Xiao Han did not blast him out of the competition venue, because there were 2 holes in his body, and he was no longer able to fight. The entire competition venue fell into dead silence at this moment, and everyone was shocked by the scene and was speechless. Even a strong warrior like Daimyo Bei's soul sect was still vulnerable in front of Xiao Han. He was the 6th person in the Shrek team to be defeated by Xiao Han. Xiao Han stood in the center of the arena, and his handing bow and arrow slowly dissipated. Daimyo Bei lay on the cold arena. Blood flowed out from the wound on his chest, staining his clothes and the field under him red. Boss Dai, the teachers and students of Shrek Academy rushed over. Seeing Daimyo Bei's miserable condition, everyone felt distressed. When Jiangzi was preparing to treat Daimyo Bei, Tang San suddenly said, "Wait, you take Boss Dai to the outside of the field for treatment." Several people instantly understood what Tang San meant. "Third brother, be careful." Yes, Tang San knew that Xiao Han had an amazing recovery speed. He didn't want to give Xiao Han any chance to breathe, not even a little. Xiao Han took and consumed the immortal grass in the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire, and trained himself into a diamond body, with the power of immunity to fire and poison, which made Tang San jealous beyond recognition. In this arena, he successively severely injured Jingling, Ma Hongjin, Xiao Wu, and Daimyo Bei, which made Tang San hate him even more. At this time, in Tang San's eyes, Xiao Han had become the #1 enemy, and he couldn't wait to get rid of Xiao Han, even if he had to use all means. Looking at Tang San with a fierce look, the girls from Xianshu Academy were a little worried. After all, Xiao Han defeated 6 members of Shrek Academy alone, and just used several spirit skills in succession, which consumed a lot of energy. And his opponent Tang San, as the brain of the Shrek team, not only had a variety of attack methods, but was also in a state of complete victory. "Xiao Han," Shui Binger shouted with some concern. Xiao Han turned his head to look at Shui Binger and the others, smiled slightly, and waved his hand gently, signaling them not to worry. Then, he looked at Tang San and said coldly, "Little jerk, it's finally your turn." Chapter 71 Beating Tang San. Tang San stared at Xiao Han, his eyes flashing with coldness and murderous intent. "Xiao Han, you seriously injured my brother and lover. Today, I, Tang San, will make you pay the price." Tang San's voice was not loud, but every word seemed to contain 1,000 pounds of force. Xiao Han's mouth curled up again with a disdainful smile. "You Shrek people are all very arrogant, and I don't know where the courage comes from. As a result, everyone was pressed to the ground by me. It seems that you are no exception and are also here to be abused." Tang San suddenly sneered. "Even if you defeat me, so what? You stole the magic grass from poison Douluo. How long do you think you can live?" "What magic grass? What nonsense are you talking about? 7-angled mysterious ice grass, fiery apricot delicate shoe? Dare you say that you haven't taken these 2 magic herbs? Not only you, but your teammates may have taken the magic grass too, right? Otherwise, they would not have the current strength." Facing Tang San's doubts, Xiao Han smiled disapprovingly. He knew that Tang San was a scheming person and tried to use this to trick him. "I think you're just jealous, and jealousy has changed you beyond recognition. If you are a rookie, practice more. Instead of spending your time studying how others become stronger, you should spend more energy on cultivation. Show your true strength, don't hide it, and take out the clear sky hammer so that everyone can see it." "What did you say?" Xiao Han successfully changed the subject, and a few words made Tang San look horrified. Few people in this world know the secret of Tang San's twin martial spirits. Before this, Xiao Han had no intersection with him, so how could he know? "You know best what I said. Don't hesitate, release your martial spirit, and prepare to be beaten." After Xiao Han finished speaking, he took the lead in releasing his own true ice bow and arrow martial spirit. Tang San reacted and began to release his martial spirit. The blue-silver grass slowly condensed in his palm, like a spirit snake ready to strike, ready to give the opponent a fatal blow at any time. The contest between the 2 sides officially began. Tang San's first soul ring suddenly flashed, and he tentatively launched his first soul skill, blue-silver entanglement. The blue-silver grass instantly came out and tightly wrapped around Xiao Han's feet. But Tang San did not relax his vigilance because he knew that Xiao Han was fully capable of dodging this attack. Without any hesitation, Tang San continued to control the blue-silver grass, which instantly covered Xiao Han's entire body. Seeing this scene, the students watching the game were all shocked. He was trapped by Tang San. Why didn't he dodge? He could have dodged it. Maybe it's because he didn't take Tang San's blue-silver grass attack seriously. Just as everyone was puzzled, a strange scene appeared. A layer of ice suddenly condensed on Xiao Han's body. Under the wrapping of the ice, the blue-silver grass was as stiff as stone. Bang bang, with a crisp sound, all the blue-silver grass on Xiao Han's body broke. Tang San suddenly widened his eyes. The collapse of the blue-silver grass under the freezing power of ice was already within his expectations. However, he felt a strange breath from the ice through the blue-silver grass, which was both cold and a little hot. That looks like fire? His ice has fused with the power of fire. Could it be the legendary cold fire? The power of fire from the fiery apricot was melted into his own soul power, which produced such an effect. It must be like this, damn it. Why is it he who gets the 8-angled mysterious ice grass and the fiery apricot, and not me? Tang San's jealousy was playing tricks on him again. Xiao Han's figure paused in the air, and the true ice arrow in his hand suddenly turned into a stream of light and shot straight at Tang San. This arrow was extremely fast and arrived in an instant. Facing this sudden attack, Tang San stepped in the ghost shadow step and narrowly avoided it. But Xiao Han then launched a more fierce attack. The second soul skill, 10,000 arrows, was performed. The overwhelming ice crystal arrows shot towards the direction where Tang San was at a high speed. Facing the pouring rain of ice crystal arrows, even with his strange body skills, Tang San could not dodge in time. In a hurry, he quickly released the 8 spider lance of the external soul bone. 8 dark spider legs suddenly spread out behind Tang San, instantly wrapping him up, forming a defense like an iron cage. One by one, the ice crystal arrows collided with those spider legs, making crisp and dense sounds. In an instant, an ice blue mist filled the arena. Although Tang San had the protection of the external soul bone, he still felt the piercing cold and had to release his soul power to resist the invasion of the cold air. He knew that he couldn't just sit there and wait for death, otherwise he would be like Tyrone, and his soul power would be exhausted by Xiao Han's icy power. The 8 spider lance suddenly shone brightly, and a strong soul power wave emanated from it. The 8 spider lance quickly grew longer, like 8 flexible tentacles. With the help of the reaction force of the ground, Tang San soared into the air like a spring. At the moment he soared into the air, the blue-silver grass in his hand was also thrown out. Tang San knew that the attack of the blue-silver grass was no threat to Xiao Han, but he could use the blue-silver grass to close the distance between him and Xiao Han and attack him with his sharp spider legs. Just as Tang San confidently stretched out his 2 sharp spider legs and tried to stab Xiao Han with lightning speed, Xiao Han had already seen through his intention. He pulled his hunting bow and arrow in his hand to the full again, and the arrow flashed a cold light on the bowstring. You are really stubborn, you asked for it. Xiao Han released the bowstring. This arrow was Xiao Han's 10,000-year soul skill, Ice Explosion Arrow. The arrow was cold and pointed directly at Tang San's heart. Tang San's pupils shrank suddenly, and he felt the terrifying power of this arrow. However, he was too late to dodge it this time. Bang! A deafening explosion sounded, and the ice explosion arrow accurately hit the 2 spider legs that Tang San stretched out. In an instant, a powerful force burst out from the arrow, blasting Tang San's body to the ground. Tang San rolled several times in the air, and when he landed, he supported his body with his 6 spider legs behind him. But he still felt a sharp pain. It turned out that the 2 spider legs in front had been broken by the ice explosion. The battle was not over yet. Xiao Han did not relax because of the success of this attack. While Tang San was still unstable, he launched another attack, and the ice blue arrow rain poured down. Tang San endured the severe pain and stretched out his spider legs to block. After a crisp sound, the piercing cold air attacked again, even more fierce than the last time, as if to freeze his flesh and blood. Damn it! Don't think you can defeat me easily. Tang San's roar was full of endless anger and murderous intent. Xiao Han said coldly, I thought you were so strong, but you are just like this. It's over. After Xiao Han finished speaking, he deliberately swooped down towards Tang San. Feeling threatened, a strong breath suddenly burst out of Tang San's body. A ball of invisible energy surged wildly in the palm of his left hand, and then a small black hammer appeared. Suddenly, Tang San spun around, and the black hammer in his hand surged up in the wind. Seeing this, everyone was shocked. What is that black hammer? Is it Tang San's other martial spirit? Could it be that Tang San has twin martial spirits? In the VIP seats, The Platinum Bishop of the Spirit Hall, Seraph, who was watching the game, suddenly stood up. That's the Clear Sky Hammer. Chapter 72, Haotian Hammer, a hammer for loneliness. Tang Chen brought the Clear Sky Hammer to the height of the world's #1 weapon spirit, making it resound throughout the Spirit Master world. The young students of the Spirit Master Academy had never seen the Clear Sky Hammer, but a Spirit Master of Seraph's level could recognize it at a glance. Hearing the 3 words Clear Sky Hammer, Emperor Ziyi was shocked. Mr. By Jin Bishop, are you sure that's the Clear Sky Hammer? Yes. That's the Clear Sky Hammer that has disappeared from the Spirit Master world for more than 10 years, and it has reappeared today. As Seraph spoke, his eyes revealed a cold murderous aura. The cardinals of the Spirit Hall behind him were also a little excited. The former Pope Jin Zhiruo was seriously injured by Tang Hao and died shortly after returning. The Spirit Hall believed that Jin Zhiruo's death was directly related to Tang Hao. Tang Hao's behavior angered the Spirit Hall, and the Spirit Hall was determined to eradicate the Clear Sky sect. Tang Hao also became a sinner of the Clear Sky sect and was expelled from the sect. The Clear Sky sect then retired and disappeared. Over the years, the Spirit Hall has never given up on tracking down the whereabouts of the Clear Sky sect and Tang Hao, but there has been no result until now. At this time, Tang San surprisingly found the Clear Sky Hammer in his hand, indicating that he was a member of the Clear Sky sect. More importantly, Tang San was another twin spirit owner after Pope Bibi. For Saras and others, this was an extremely important discovery. This discovery would definitely surprise the Pope far away in the Spirit City. Emperor Ziyi looked at Ning Fengzi on the side, and felt that he seemed to have known Tang San's identity for a long time. Ning Fengzi leaned close to Emperor Ziyi's ear and whispered, "Your Majesty, this matter is of great importance. Let's talk about it later. Well, let's watch the game first." At this time, Uzia Gang, who was watching the game, saw Tang San use the Clear Sky Hammer, and his face changed drastically. He knew that this meant that Tang San had exposed his identity and was in an extremely dangerous situation. But, at this point, he could do nothing. In the middle of the arena, Tang San was accumulating strength, and the Clear Sky Hammer in his hand swung uncontrollably. As the soul power in his body poured in crazily, the light on the surface of the Clear Sky Hammer became more and more dazzling. A majestic aura spread out, and the whole space seemed to tremble. The spectators around were shocked by this sudden momentum. Unexpectedly, Tang San could burst out such a powerful force. Tang San roared, and the strength of his whole body seemed to reach its peak at this moment. The Clear Sky Hammer suddenly accelerated in his hand, with an irresistible might, and made a sharp whistle. Looking at Tang San, who was like a madman on the field, several girls from Xianshu College were a little worried. How did Tang San become so powerful all of a sudden? Where's Xiao Han? Look, Xiao Han is in the air. The girls looked up and saw Xiao Han spreading his wings and floating above the field. Just now, Xiao Han deliberately swooped towards Tang San, trying to get close to him and force him to use the Clear Sky Hammer. Xiao Han knew that the Chaotic Cloak Hammer method had extremely strong power. Even if Tang San could not fully control it now, he could not fight it head-on. At this time, he was suspended in the air above the stadium. No matter how powerful Tang San's Clear Sky Hammer was, it could not threaten him. Tang San, who was in the center of the stadium, was driven by the Clear Sky Hammer and spun like a gyroscope. He could not stop at all. The 2 spider legs of his external soul bone were broken by Xiao Han, and he was already injured. At this time, he was using the Chaotic Cloak Hammer method, and his soul power and physical strength were being consumed at a very fast speed. His body was out of control, and it seemed to be suffering from the pain of tearing, and he felt like he was going to die. What was even more tragic was that everything he spent his energy on was in vain, and Xiao Han was no longer within his attack range. Xiao San, hold back the hammer. Just when Tang San was desperate, a gentle and powerful voice came into his mind. The voice was very familiar, and it soothed his restless heart. Dad, is that you? Tang San seemed to have suddenly opened his mind, controlled the power, and slowly retracted it into his body. He also stopped, and the black giant hammer in his palm suddenly shrank and then disappeared. At this time, Tang San's face was pale, his body was covered with blood, and he was weak all over. Xiao Han slowly descended from the air to Tang San. You Shrek Academy lost this game. Tang San endured the pain, and a smug smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Why did you hide from my Clear Sky Hammer? Are you afraid? Xiao Han gave Tang San a disdainful look and mocked, "Do you think I will be as stubborn as you? Only a fool would take your clear sky hammer. In battle, you must have not only tactics, but also wisdom. Brains are good things, but unfortunately you don't have them. You are stupid and like to show off. If you don't get beaten, who'll you?" Tang San was so angry at Xiao Han's retort that he spat out a mouthful of blood before he could finish his words. Then, the whole person collapsed to the ground like mud. Xiao San, Yu Zaigang and others rushed over. Tang San was exhausted and seemed to have used up his last bit of strength. His condition looked more serious than Daimyo Bei and others. Jiangzi released his martial spirit to treat Tang San. Oscar fed Tang San the recovery sausage that he had made in advance. Ninrongrong didn't care about that and directly released the 7 treasures glazed pagoda martial spirit to provide Tang San with soul power amplification to help him recover. Seeing the scene on the field, everyone was shocked. The girl's martial spirit is actually the 7 treasures glazed pagoda. Is she a direct descendant of the 7 treasures glazed sect? No wonder they haven't taken action. The team has the world's best auxiliary weapon spirit master. Shrek Academy is hiding it well. Saris glanced at Ning Fengzi, thinking, "Master Ning, if I'm not mistaken, you should have known that Tang San has twin martial spirits. Moreover, that girl seems to have a close relationship with your 7 treasures glazed sect." Ning Fengzi smiled slightly. "Your Excellency Bishop Platinum, to be honest, that is my little girl. As for Tang San's twin martial spirits, I just found out about it just now, just like you." "I see." Saris knew that Ning Fengzi was lying, but there was no need to ask further. Originally, the extremely powerful Xiao Han was the target of Sarith's key surveillance. However, from today on, his attention will be more shifted to Tang San, who has twin martial spirits. With the joint assistance of Jiangzi, Oscar and Ninrongrong, Tang San recovered a little blood. He looked at Xiao Han who had not left yet, his eyes full of unwillingness. "Xiao Han, if we can meet in the finals, we, the Shrek 7 Devils, will definitely make you pay the price for what you did today." "Really? Then it depends on whether you have the ability. It seems that you didn't listen to what I just said to you. Since you insist on going to Wuhan City to die, then go." Yu Zaigang was suddenly shocked. "What Wuhan City? Are you talking about the venue of the finals? You will know soon." After Xiao Han finished speaking, he turned and left. Chapter 73 Finals. The location of the finals of the Soul Master competition was originally scheduled to be at the junction of the 2 empires of Xiandao and Xingluo, but was later changed to Wuhan City. Although it has not been changed yet, it is only a matter of time. Today's games are all over. Xiao Han defeated Shrek Academy by himself, completing a 1-on-7 victory, shocking everyone. Tang San's twin spirits, the second spirit, the clear sky hammer, also shocked people. Returning to the team, Xiao Han received a round of praise from the sisters. "Xiao Han, you are amazing. You defeated 7 enemies at once again. I didn't expect that Tang San actually had twin spirits. However, he is still far behind Xiao Han," Lin Zhiruo said. "Xiao Han, you performed well today, but wasn't your attack too heavy, Mom? They were ruthless and hurt people first. I was just teaching them a lesson. With Ning Fengzi here, they will be fine. They just suffered some physical pain and psychological trauma. Having said that, you should be more careful in the future. We don't need to make enemies everywhere." "Okay, I understand." Lin Zhiruo felt fortunate. Fortunately, it was Xiao Han who went on stage first. If it was those girls, they might have been injured. Ning Fengzi came just as Tang San and his companions returned to the barracks. "Dad, you're just in time. Brother San and the others, don't worry, I'm here for this." Tang San designed a powerful hidden weapon for the 7 treasures glazed tile sect, and asked the power clan led by Titan to forge it, which greatly improved the 7 treasures glazed tile sect's combat effectiveness. Ning Fengzi also expected Tang San to design more hidden weapons for them, so he couldn't let anything happen to him. Afterwards, Ning Fengzi released the 7 treasures glazed tile tower and treated Tang San and the others. Seeing them gradually recover, Yu Zaigang felt better. "Thank you, Sect Master Ning, for helping again. Master, you're too polite. Xiao San and the others are all Rongrong's friends, and it's my duty to treat them. Sect Master Ning, can I have a word with you?" "Of course, please." Ning Fengzi followed Yu Zaigang to the barracks where he lived. "Master, I'm not an outsider. Just tell me what you want to say." "Master Ning, You've seen that Xiao-san's exposure of the Clear Sky Hammer spirit will definitely bring him huge trouble. Moreover, he can control the power of two spirits at the same time. After the promotion game, I want to go to Spirit City. Pope Bibi Dong also has twin spirits. She should know how to solve this problem. During my absence, I hope you can help take care of Xiao-san and the children. You are going to Spirit City, yes. The venue of this Soul Master competition finals may be changed to Spirit City. I will go to Bibi Dong first. I hope everything is not in time. Ning Fengzi nodded. He knew what Yu Xiaogang was worried about. The people of Spirit Hall would not let the Clear Sky sect go. The reappearance of the Clear Sky Hammer made Tang San a thorn in the side of Spirit Hall. Master, don't worry. Uncle Jian and I will definitely protect Xiao-san. I feel relieved with what Sect Master Ning said. By the way, Emperor Zi appreciates your talent and Xiao-san very much. I will introduce you to him when I have a chance. Okay, thank you Sect Master Ning. Yu Xiaogang knew that if they could get on board with the support of the Xiandao imperial family, their situation would be much safer. The Spirit Hall, the Xiandao Empire and the Xingluo Empire, the three largest forces on the Douluo continent, are secretly competing with each other. Among the top three sects, only the Seven Treasures Glazed Tile sect has a close relationship with the Xiandao imperial family. For Emperor Zhu Yi, if he could win over Yu Xiaogang and Tang San, he would have the opportunity to win over the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family and the Haoshan sect. After dinner, Yu Xiaogang gathered Tang San and the others. Okay, don't be depressed anymore. In terms of personal ability, Xiao Han is much stronger than you, and he has the advantage of air combat. It's not shameful to lose to him. Several people looked at each other, all very unconvinced. Although their physical injuries have been healed, the scars on their hearts cannot be erased, especially Tang San. Tang San wanted to prove himself, but he was defeated again and again. Today, he exposed the Clear Sky Hammer and put himself in danger. Teacher, I'm sorry, I was too impulsive. Xiao-san, it's not your fault. In that situation, if it were me, I wouldn't be able to control myself, Yu Xiaogang said, patting Tang San's shoulder to comfort him. The draw results have come out. Your opponent tomorrow is the Divine Wind Academy. I have made a decision for you in advance to give up this game. Master, you're giving up the game now. Master, why? Dai Mubei and Ma Hongjin were very confused. Shrek Academy was defeated by Xiao Han 1-7 today. They were eager to defeat a strong team to get back their ground, but they didn't expect Yu Xiaogang to choose to give up the game in advance. Children, please forgive me for making the decision for you. The promotion match is coming to an end, and the top 5 teams have been determined. The results of the match with the Divine Wind Academy will not have much impact on your ranking. You should have a good rest and prepare for the upcoming finals. Yu Xiaogang knew very well that even if Tang San and his main players played, it would be difficult to defeat the Divine Wind Academy in a one-on-one match. Feng Xiaoshan, the captain of the Divine Wind Academy, is the strongest attacking spirit master besides Xiao Han and Shui Binger, and he also has air superiority. In addition to Feng Xiaoshan, there are 3 other fighting spirit masters in the Divine Wind Academy team. They all have extremely fast speed and powerful attacks and are difficult to deal with. However, Yu Xiaogang has confidence in the Shrek 7 Devils. He believes that with the assistance of Oscar and Ning Rongrong in the team battle, they will definitely be able to defeat the Divine Wind Academy and Xianshu Academy. Platinum Bishop Saris couldn't wait to tell Bibi Dong about their great discovery today, and a letter sent Xiao Han and Tang San's information to Wuhan City. The next day, the promotion match continued. As expected, the opponent of Xianshu College gave up the game. Shrek College gave up the game in advance, which surprised Feng Xiaoshan and others. Feng Xiaoshan found Xiao Han and said proudly, Shrek College actually gave up the game. I originally wanted to teach them a lesson with my self-created soul skills. Brother, don't mind to tell the truth. I think Tang San's chaotic cloak hammer method may just restrain your swift wind wolf combo. If you meet him in the finals, you must not be careless, and you must interrupt his charging in advance. What you said seems to make some sense. I remember it. However, the finals are a single-round elimination system. It is not certain whether we can meet them. Soon, all the promotion matches were over. Xianshu College ranked first in the Xiandao Empire Division with a record of 14 wins. Shenfang College ranked second with 13 wins and 1 loss. Thunder, Blazing Fire and Shrek College all had 11 wins and 3 losses. The win-loss relationship between them was complicated. According to the order of the draw, they ranked 3rd, 4th and 5th respectively. 3 days later, the 16 college teams from the Xiandao Empire region, led by Crown Prince Zhu King, headed to Wuhan City to participate in the finals. Chapter 74, Killing Xiao Han and Tang San. The day before Zhu King led the army to set off, Yu Xiagang left quietly, and even Tang San didn't know where he went. The journey to Wuhan City is long and will take about 20 days. On the other side, Wuhan City. In the empty and cold Pope's Hall, Bibi Dong sat on the High Pope's chair with a cold face. She had received a letter from the Platinum Bishop Sarath, and learned that Tang San had twin martial spirits and Xiao Han's extraordinary performance. There were 2 people standing in the hall. One looked extremely feminine and his gender was difficult to distinguish. He was Chrysanthemum Douluo Yuguan. The other was dressed in black and his face was blurred from the front. He was Ghost Douluo Gimini. These 2 were originally subordinates of the former Pope Kayang Sunji, and now they are Bibi Dong's confidants. Bibi Dong said, Salas from Xiandao City has sent important news. There are many talents in this Soul Master competition, and they can even be called geniuses. Among the participating teams, the Xianshu Academy team is the most outstanding. They have 3 War Soul Kings above level 50 and 5 War Soul Sects above level 40. Their overall strength is not inferior to a Wuhan Hall Academy team. Moreover, they have maintained a perfect record in the preliminaries and promotions of the Xiandao division. After hearing this, the 2 elders looked at each other in surprise. Yu Guan said, Your Majesty, how did Xianshu Academy suddenly become so strong? I remember that they were only in the top 5 before, I don't know the details. According to the information Saras learned, there is a male player with full innate soul power in the Xianshu Academy team. His name is Xiao Han. His martial soul is somewhat similar to the Guangling divine bow of the 5 worshippers. His soul ring configuration is yellow, purple, black, and black. He is very powerful. He defeated the entire Thunder Academy alone. The 2 elders were even more shocked. They didn't expect that Xianshu Academy had male students. Yu Guan said, with full innate soul power, the second soul ring has reached 1,000 years, and there are 2 10,000-year soul rings. Your Majesty, this person is the biggest threat to the Spirit Hall Academy team's victory. Gui Mei continued, yes, even Zi Yunyan may not be able to defeat the entire Thunder Academy team on their own. If this person cannot be used by the Spirit Hall, he must not stay in the world. Bibi Dong smiled coldly. What the 2 elders said is right. So, I want you to do something. No matter what, the soul bones I prepared for Nana and the other 3 must not fall into the hands of outsiders. Yu Guan and Gui Mei smiled at each other and understood what Bibi Dong meant. The 3 soul bones that Bibi Dong prepared for the champion of this Soul Master competition are, the wisdom skull of spiritual concentration, the right arm bone of explosive burning flames, and the left leg bone of chasing the wind at extreme speed. Among them, the best quality spirit skull with a lifespan of up to 50,000 years was specially prepared for Hulina, the flame right arm bone was prepared for Yan, and the speed left leg bone was prepared for Ziyu. 4 soul masters, each soul bone is extremely precious and can only be encountered by chance. This time, Bibi Dong offered such a generous reward, of course it must not fall into the hands of outsiders. Therefore, she will ensure that the Spirit Hall Academy team wins the championship of the Soul Master competition, and all obstacles must be removed. However, the more important thing at the moment is to get rid of Tang San, who has twin martial spirits. Bibi Dong continued, in addition to Xiao Han, there is another person who deserves more attention, that is Tang San from Shrek Academy. Although his strength is not as good as Xiao Han, he is also born with full soul power. He broke through the 40th level at the age of 14, and he has twin martial spirits. The 2 elders looked at each other and were shocked again. Originally, the only person in the world who had twin martial spirits was Pope Bibi Dong, but Tang San suddenly appeared. They immediately realized the seriousness of this matter. Yu Guan said, Your Holiness, it seems that this Tang San cannot be kept either. Bibi Dong snorted coldly, with an evil look on her face. Of course Tang San cannot be kept. Because his twin martial spirits are Blue Silvergrass and Clear Sky Hammer. What? Yu Guan and Gui Mei were even more shocked after hearing this. They had both followed the former Pope Jin's Unji to hunt the 100,000-year-old soul beast Blue Silver Emperor that transformed into human form, and knew what these 2 martial spirits meant. Gui Mei said, "Your Holiness, Tang San must be the bastard of Tang Hao and that soul beast. I didn't expect him to be alive and dare to show up in the world, Your Holiness. The evildoer that combines a human soul master and a soul beast may become a major threat and must be eradicated as soon as possible." Bibi Dong nodded. "You two take people to kill Tang San. Don't let him reach Wuhan City alive. And Xiao Han, if he refuses to surrender to Wuhan Hall, kill him together. Remember, this is a secret mission. Don't leave any handle." "Yes, Your Majesty the Pope." Bibi Dong thought of Yu Zhigang and reminded, "Tang San is Elder Yu's disciple. You should be careful and don't hurt him by mistake." "Yes." Then, Yu Guan and Gui Mei left the Pope's hall. Looking at the empty hall, Bibi Dong's face floated with a complicated smile. "Zhigang, isn't Tang San your proud disciple? I will also let you feel the taste of losing your beloved." Unknowingly, the large army led by Zhu King set out from Xiandao City for more than 10 days. On this day, under the escort of 500 royal knights, the Soul Master team came to Hill. This is a small road leading to Wuhan City, which can save dozens of miles. The captain of the Royal Knights, who was walking in the front, suddenly shouted, "Everyone, be alert, something is happening." The carriages of the teams from various colleges stopped. Xiao Han and his group got off the carriage and felt a cold breath coming from the hills on both sides. Ding Zhao looked around and said vigilantly, "Everyone, pay attention, don't disperse." Lin Zhiruo and Ding Zhao, one on the left and one on the right, blocked the participating students from Xianshu College in the middle. Xiao Han and his teammates' outstanding performance in the Soul Master competition gave Ding Zhao hope of winning the championship. In order to protect them, Ding Zhao personally accompanied them to Wuhan City. Xiao Han looked around and realized that those people from the Spirit Hall had come. He knew that their goal was to intercept and kill Tang San. Of course, with Bibi Dong's personality and methods, it was possible to send someone to intercept and kill him. After all, his outstanding performance in the Soul Master competition had already threatened the plan of the Spirit Hall Academy team to win the championship. Lin Zhiruo said, "Don't worry, kids. Ding Zhao and I are here to protect you." Lin Zhiruo and Ding Zhao looked at each other and prepared for battle. Suddenly, countless boulders rolled down from the hills on both sides like raindrops. The boulders rolled, dust flew, and the entire hill became chaotic in an instant. Seeing that the situation was not good, the captain of the Royal Knights ordered the team to speed up. During the process of advancing, the soldiers were divided into 2 rows on the left and right, struggling to resist the rolling boulders. Chapter 75, Not Master and Apprentice, but Brothers. Under the cover of the soldiers, the Soul Master team quickly moved out of the hill, trying to get rid of this unfavorable terrain as soon as possible. Suddenly, a group of black-clothed men rushed out from the hills on both sides without any warning. Their number exceeded 1,000. All participating colleges and the Royal Knights fought against those black-clothed men together. "Everyone be careful. Prepare to fight." Lin Zhiruo released her martial soul and soul ring after she finished speaking. Xiao Han and Shui Binger also released their martial souls and soul rings and entered the combat state. A strong soul power fluctuation suddenly hit, and then 2 8-ring soul Douluos appeared. The Blazing Fire College behind Xianshu College and the Divine Wind College in front were both involved in their own battles, but there were no Soul Douluo level strong men among their opponents. Obviously, these 2 Soul Douluos came for Xianshu College. "Humph. It seems that you really can't afford to lose." Ding Zhao snorted coldly and immediately understood the purpose of those black-clothed men. "Teacher Liu, protect the children," Ding Zhao said, and he and Lin Zhiruo went to meet the 2 Soul Douluos on the left and right. Xiao Han and Shui Binger also joined the battle with the black-clothed man, and the scene was in chaos. Among the Soul Masters of the same level, the Extreme Flow Soul Masters can bring their single-element advantages to the extreme. Ding Zhao and Lin Zhiruo gradually gained the upper hands in the fight with the 2 Soul Douluos. Suddenly, Xiao Han felt an extremely powerful soul power fluctuation coming from the sky above his head. When he looked up, he found a person wearing white clothes and a black cloth mask. "Useless thing. It seems that I have to do it myself." The man's voice was very feminine. Xiao Han guessed that he should be Chrysanthemum Douluo Yuguan. Sure enough. As soon as the man finished speaking, he released his martial soul, and his whole body shone with a golden light. Then, the 9 soul rings on his body also shone. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. The person who came was actually a powerful person at the title Douluo level. All the black-clad men who were fighting near Xianshu College stopped what they were doing and looked up into the sky. It's him, not only Dean Zhao and Lin Zhiruo, but Dean Ho of Chihiro College and Dean Feng of Shenfang College also recognize Yu Guan's identity. On Douluo continent, Yu Guan was the only title Douluo whose martial spirit was Kiran Tong Xianzhu. Dean Ho and Dean Feng flew into the air at the same time, wanting to support Dean Zhao and Lin Zhiruo. What? Do you two want to meddle in other people's business? Dean Feng said. Everyone knows that our three elemental colleges of wind, water and fire are of the same blood. How can we stand idly by when our brother colleges are in trouble? Humph. You are so brave that you dare to go against us. In that case, don't blame me for being ruthless. Yu Guan has a strength close to level 95, and he is surrounded by 2 soul Daolus and many masters. Facing 4 extreme soul Daolus, he has absolute confidence. Your target should be me, right? Just as the 2 sides were about to draw their swords and crossbows, Xiao Han stood up. The 4th soul ring on his body suddenly flashed, and shot an ice explosion arrow towards Yu Guan. Yu Guan waved his hand casually, releasing a golden light. The moment it touched the golden light, the ice explosion arrow shattered into ice slag and disappeared. The 4th soul skill has reached the 10,000-year level. You dare to attack me actively. You are quite courageous. Yu Guan looked at Xiao Han with admiration in his eyes. But, unfortunately, you are also a dying man. After Yu Guan finished speaking, he swung a golden petal blade from the palm of his hand. The petal blade flew towards Xiao Han with a destructive momentum. Xiao Han, get out of the way. Lin Zhiruo came to Xiao Han at the fastest speed. The situation was critical, and she had no time to use her soul skills. Even if she could use her soul skills, she might not be able to block Yu Guan's attack. Seeing that the chrysanthemum blade was about to hit Lin Zhiruo, Xiao Han suddenly pulled her away. Then, the chrysanthemum blade stabbed straight into Xiao Han's chest. Xiao Han, junior brother, Shui Binger and the others shouted in worry. Lin Zhiruo was also extremely nervous. Her heart seemed to jump out of her chest. Just as everyone was terrified, a strange scene appeared. The chrysanthemum petal blade that was flying at high speed actually stopped in front of Xiao Han. Xiao Han's whole body was shining with golden light, and the golden light instantly submerged the chrysanthemum petal blade. Seeing this, Yu Guan was very excited and came to Xiao Han in the blink of an eye. It's the Kiran Tongshan chrysanthemum. How can you have the breath of the Kiran Tongshan chrysanthemum immortal grass in your body? As Yu Guan spoke, a golden chrysanthemum appeared in the palm of his right hand. Boy, does the immortal grass you took look like this? Yes, I took the Kiran Tongshan chrysanthemum immortal grass. After hearing this, Yu Guan was stunned for a moment and looked at Xiao Han in disbelief. You actually know the Kiran Tongshan chrysanthemum immortal grass? Xiao Han smiled slightly and then relaxed. I know a thing or two. I heard that you are also a flower lover. I will definitely ask you for advice when I have the chance in the future. Good. 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 We are destined to be together. How about you become my disciple? With my guidance, your future achievements will definitely surpass mine. In this way, you don't have to die. Xiao Han was the only male spirit master in the group from Xianshu College. Yu Guan recognized him at first sight and was originally here to kill him. If he accepted him as a disciple, he would have a chance to recruit him into the spirit hall, and then Bibi Dong would not kill him. Yu Guan suddenly seemed to have changed into a different person. He actually wanted to accept Xiao Han as his disciple. Everyone was stunned. Xiao Han smiled and said, I already have quite a few teachers. If you don't mind, can we be friends or brothers? Boy, I'm old enough to be your grandfather. Xiao Han suddenly leaned close to Yu Guan's ear and whispered, let's talk about this later. Aren't you going to kill Tang-san? It's a bit difficult. Jian Douluo, Ning Fengzi and Dugubo are all here. What? Old Poison is here too? Yu Guan suddenly felt something was wrong and looked in the direction of Shrek Academy. Guime had already led people there. Boy, I'm leaving first. See you in Wuhan City. Yu Guan finished speaking and shouted to the men in black, no one is allowed to touch him in the future. Follow me. Those people followed Yu Guan and headed towards the direction of Shrek Academy. The surroundings suddenly became quiet, and everyone relaxed. Dean Zhao said, thank you for your help, Dean Zhao, you are too polite. We didn't help much. The spirit hall is getting more and more arrogant. Xiao Han performed too well in the spirit master competition and was targeted by them. Even Douluo was dispatched, yet. I was a little worried at first, but looking at Douluo, it seems that he will not attack Xiao Han again. But, it's better to be careful. Well, thank you for your concern. We will pay attention. Then, the two deans returned to their respective teams. Recalling the scene just now, Lin Zhiruo was still frightened. Xiao Han, what you did just now was too dangerous. With your current strength, how can you take the attack of the title Douluo, Mom? Then I can't let you take the knife from me. Don't forget, I have the body of a diamond. Xiao Han knew that as long as Yu Guan felt the presence of the Kirin Tong Xianzhu's aura, he would not kill him, so he took his attack. Dean Zhao, fellow sisters, don't worry, we are safe for now, Xiao Han said, and looked ahead. Yu Guan and the group of men in black had not left yet, and Yu Bo suddenly appeared. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.